Good evening there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the AMD Ryzen Radeon Apex Legends Streamer Invitational powered by Chroma. I'm your Cash Assassin 47 and joining me on the desk is Aggressive. And we are here to just walk you through this incredibly awesome Apex Legends Streamer Invitational that has been put together by AMD Ryzen Radeon and Chroma. Huge shout out to them as well. But Aggressive, how are you feeling, buddy?
I'm feeling pumped for this matchup. Because honestly speaking, we know these big names. We know for a fact how good they are when it comes down to Apex, and we know that they are out for blood. It's going to be a lot of competition down here on this server, and as we're going to be heading into World's Edge, I am pumped to see what kind of strategies all of these streamers are going to be bringing down to the table.
Definitely. World's Edge is going to be that map which is going to be putting a lot of viewers out there on the edge of their seats as well. But more on that later. We are going to be jumping straight in towards the schedule for the day as well. And the match for the day that has been put together for you guys. Once again, by our lovely sponsors AMD Ryzen Radeon and Chroma. If you guys are looking for some exclusive deals on the AMD Ryzen powered gaming notebooks, please do check out the link in the description down below, which will take you to the Chroma website, or you can just walk into any of your nearby Chroma stores to check out and avail these offers as well. But over towards the invited streamers tab now. Aggressive, do you mind walking our lovely viewers through these amazing, most popular streamers out there in the country playing Apex Legends?
And already speaking, you can already see the first big names coming on through. It's going to be Seraph, Mafia, Scout, FA2, Beck for Mercy, Big 69, Mizo, Mackle, Sherlock, Pate, Tile Gaming, Akshu, Millie, Rebel. It's going to be Wriggletos, Sway, and of course Bloodline. All of these streamers are now coming on down onto the server, and they're all good friends in my eyes, and they're going to be fighting on down through with proper sportsmanship, that's for sure.
Definitely. I mean, see, top 16 streamers out there, right? When you just look at this lineup, you just are like, oh my god, thank you so much, AMD Ryzen Radeon, for just putting up such an amazing cast in front of us, and just allowing us to witness their epic Apex Legends plays as well. I mean, some of the most popular streamers out there in the country, such as ZF, Mafia, Scout, Fatu, Binks, Mizo, Mackle, Sherlock. And of course, how can you forget Rebel, Regalto, Sway, Bloodline? Absolutely everyone in front of your screens right now are gonna show you guys what you need to witness as well in this epic battle between all of these streamers in the game of Apex Legends as well. Once again, a huge shout out to AMD Ryzen Radeon and Chroma for making this possible. And I really want you guys to go ahead and check out all the links down in the description below. Also, a little bit of a surprise for you guys. What you can do is throughout the stream, interact with the chat as well. Stay active, talk about the match. What exactly are you predicting? What exactly do you think are these streamers are going to do? What exactly are there going to be strategies coming out from them as well? And if you do so, most of you lucky winners out there might just have the chance to win, 1,000 rupees Chroma coupon codes. Again, everything is going to be decided by our lovely moderators and the admins. So please be active on the chat, and throughout the stream, you guys, all you have to do is just interact with the chat, talk amongst each other, just discuss as to what exactly are you going to think is the strategies coming out from all of these teams on the map of World's Edge. Now again, if you are an Apex Legends fan, I am definitely sure that you guys are going to love it. And Aggressive, what are your thoughts, man? I mean, I know for a fact that you have been grinding Apex Legends quite a lot as well. So talk a little bit about that.
When Apex first came out initially, honestly, on Season 0, I picked up the game, and it has to be one of the few games that I just put like hours and hours into almost instantly. I knew for a fact that I'm going to love this game. I knew for a fact that I'm going to be playing it for a really long time. And now moving on down forward with so many big updates coming on down from the side of Respawn, and them revitalizing the game in such a manner that so many of these massive tournaments are now coming on through, and also a streamer invitational, hopefully running on down into multiple more soon enough. I'm pumped to see what the streamers are going to be bringing down to the table. I want to see a couple of different strategies and a couple of spicy plays as well to see, get a lot of content, get a lot of laughs, and of course, get a lot of frags in the process as well.
That's for sure, though. I mean, see, currently the entire meta shift coming out from the side of Apex Legends as well, right? It has been a topsy-turvy affair for a lot of players out there, and with all of these newer legends making their way into the game, such as Valkyrie as well, I'm pretty sure that the new season brings in a lot of action. And I guess things have, because of the new meta, right? Things have sort of sort of sped up as well inside the specific match. So with what you call as the yeet meta as well, you might just see a lot of flashy plays being made by a couple of teams, and you might just see some interesting composition coming out, the Legends composition, of course, coming out from all of these streamers. So I really want to see how exactly they are going to be playing off of the specific meta. And again, one of the most notable changes is the addition of that new weapon in the game as well. So, Aggressive, what do you think about the entire season, and what do you think are going to be these changes that are going to be brought inside of the specific invitational match?
I'm really looking forward to see how a lot of these players are going to be using the bow, and will they be actually opting to pick that one up in particular? Because we know for a fact that the bow at those longer, not at the longest ranges, but much more at those medium to close ranges, can really work out in your favor. And with all the hop ups being present, you can easily change it down to a scatter shot. They can turn it into a pseudo shotgun if you don't have that massive in your hand, or maybe a peacekeeper. Now that the peacekeeper is pretty much a ground drop instead of being one coming on down from the supply drops. And with that, moving on down forward, I'm pretty sure a lot of the teams are going to be defaulting down to a couple of the more simpler strategies, possibly using a Hemlock, R301, R99s, and of course, the Spitfire, depending on a lot of the different situations that they are going to be put into. There are going to be a lot of personal preferences coming on through, and Apex Legends is a game that is based upon personal preferences. There are a lot of weapons that really can work out. You can also follow the meta, or you can just be like, hey, we don't really care about the meta. We want comfort, and we just want to go in, get a couple of frags, and get things rolling on our side.
That's true, though. I mean, see, the thing is, it's all about having fun and just putting down a lot of entertaining factor out there as well. And I'm pretty sure that all of these streamers, some of the most entertaining people out there in the country as well, they are going to be putting on an amazing show in front of you guys. To be honest, like I personally have seen a lot of streamers, from our star-studded lineup, go ahead and play the game of Apex Legends, and I've personally seen them, having a lot of fun as well. So I don't think so it's gonna be any different today. Like they're just gonna drop out and they're gonna have a lot of fun. And again, it is going to be down to how exactly they make use of all of these loots that they are going to be acquiring as well, right? So most of the times, what these content creators they do as well, right? They have these specific challenges going on. So I really want to see some of those interesting challenges coming out from them. Sometimes they just go ahead and ask their fans as to what exactly they want to see. And then I've personally seen some of them just running, only wingman challenge, only bow challenge. I really want to see something like that happening today as well. But it's again gonna be a bloodbath for sure on the map of World's Edge, and I can't wait to see what we are going to be seeing and witnessing out of this specific match as well. But Aggressive, what are your expectations out of this match? What are you specifically looking forward to? Is there some specific place you want to see coming out from these streamers?
The main thing that I'm really going to highlight is, first of all, of course, the legends that are being going to be selected coming on down through at the very initial stages, because I feel as though a lot of the teams are going to be going in for a couple of different combinations. Yes, of course, as you previously stated, the Yeet Meta being the Octane, the Gibby, and of course, the Bloodhound. Bloodhound being much more of that staple legend to always be present, because you need that info, you need that free wall hack that he brings down to the table as soon as you press that Q. And when you activate his ultimate ability, that entire sonar just comes down to a 7-second cooldown, meaning that you can easily control large areas of the map, and you're going to be the ones dictating the pace of a lot of your engagements. But moving on down forward on the initial drop, I'm really looking forward to see how a lot of these streamers are going to be approaching the drop. Will they be opting to go in straight as soon as they're going to be heading on down from the plane, or are they actually going to be opting to take it much more slow, stay away from the other teams, play a lot more safer, go towards the other side of the map, pick up their loot, pick up their guns, and then go in for proper engagement? Because if they do that, in a way, yes, they're surviving for longer, they're gathering more points based upon the position standings, but at the same time, they're losing out when it comes down to the kill points, and of course, the amount of armor that you can have, because you do need to consider all of the shields now in the current meta are Evo shields, basically meaning that the more damage that you do, the armor will upgrade itself, basically meaning that the more engagements that you get into, the more engagements that you win, will award you with a lot more loot in your arsenal, because in the way you're killing more players and also getting their loot in the process.
Yeah, over time there's this damage bar as well, right? Like over the time it just fills itself up as the more kills you get, it just refills up, and then it upgrades your shield as well. So yeah, I mean currently with the new meta as well, right? With the new season arriving, I heard that Bloodhound got a little bit of a buff and nerf at the same time, so kind of like a balance. But I heard that Bloodhound is a very overpowered character right now. Thoughts on that, by the way?
Bloodhound, in my eyes, is one of those characters that has seen so much play that Respawn had to tune him on down. The amount of like utility that he brings down to the table and his change from his sonar lasting from 4 seconds down to 3 seconds was a very necessary change, because primarily you do need to remember that, hey, he gives so much information, and the fact of a 4-second wall hack, no matter what you were doing and you're stuck in a position behind a wall with 3 people pushing you. Let's say that you're on a raid, you're the one using your teleport ability to try and set your team up for a play, but then suddenly you get caught by a sonar, you're stuck in the middle of nowhere, you're stuck behind a rock, you don't have anywhere to run, you pop the teleporter, you try to get on away, but immediately you get jumped by 3 players who already know your position, they know where your teleporter is set up at, and your rotation has just gone in utter shambles. You can no longer rotate to that position, because if you opt to go in for that rotation, enemy teams are just going to be waiting for you in that spot. And that's why I really do believe that Bloodhound, he needed that nerf, he needed that change to try and bring things a little, and try and rein things down a little bit more towards, away from him and maybe down towards the side of Crypto instead, who does pretty much the same job, but he needs a lot more effort and a lot more game sense to make a lot of the plays happen. So moving on down forward, the Bloodhound changes, not really as hurtful. He's still one of the best legends in this entire game, but at the same time, it just, reins him a little bit more in.
Talk a little bit more about the legends, right? Like some of the legends, some of the OG legends as well that never go out is I would say Wraith. Like Wraith never, like since the start, Wraith has been there in the game, and till now, like even in 2021, Wraith is a legend that is being used by many, and she never goes out of the meta as well. But at the same time, there are legends such as Bangalore, which aren't used much as well. Like we do see these interesting combo plays being made by Gibby, Octane, and as we called as Bloodhound, right? Again, these sort of combo plays are not seen from Bangalore, by the way. Like I haven't seen Bangalore much being used even in the professional scene out there. Like you usually go in for like a Wraith, Octane. We have Gibby, we have Wraith, Gibby, Octane. We've got Crypto, by the way, who is also, kind of a very good legend who goes ahead, drones out, scouts out the area for the team and gains in more intel. Most likely, he just goes ahead and hacks out the intel as well. And it truly is amazing to see all of these newer legends making their way into this specific game. Talking a little bit more about the newer legends, right? Let's touch upon the fact of Valkyrie, by the way. What do you think about her?
Valkyrie is one of those legends that I absolutely adore when it comes down to the raw rotation factor.
Yeah.
The fact that she can flush out people from multiple different corners using her signature ability, because those missiles can instantly shut down a player camping around a corner if you know exactly where he is. You can flush him on down into the open, and if he doesn't want to come out, he's going to take a lot of damage straight to the face. And pretty much his shield is gone, half his health is gone, and he's just stuck there. He needs to use so many resources to try and bring himself back up to that full HP to take a lot of those engagements once again. And of course, her ultimate is like the prime reason why a lot of teams are picking her up. Primarily because you do need to consider instantly being able to reposition yourself, having a free zip line in your arsenal. That is absolutely incredible. Fly up into the air, reposition down to a better spot. You get a bird's eye view of everything that is happening down in the battlefield, and you can choose your engagements a lot more easier. And that's why Valkyrie, in my eyes, will be one of the few legends here that should be a must pick for a lot of the teams that love to take a lot of fights and love to take a lot of engagement, because she, personally, in my eyes, will allow them to go in for fast rotation, fast kills, and keep the momentum going on their side to go in for a massive snowball effect to try and win out this invitation.
True that. And again, like I kind of had a different theory as well on Valkyrie. Like sometimes, when in these final zones, when you are sort of like, in like a one versus one against a team or something like that, sometimes the Valkyrie's ultimate, it might just come bite you in the butt as well, because you not only announce your presence, but at the same time, you're just out there wide in the open, up in the sky. And in the final zone, someone might just go ahead and snipe you down, or maybe just, shoot you down or something like that. So yeah, like these kind of plays, right? I even saw some clip out there of some player who tried doing this, by the way. Like, he just tried to make a huge rotation, trying to, come in with a little bit of a flank as well, but then he just got spotted out and taken down. So I really want to see some creative plays being made by all of these streamers out there, and I'm sure being some of the best out there in the country, they are going to showcase us what we need to see as well. Once again, thanks a lot to AMD Ryzen Radeon and Chroma for making this happen, and to just bring together this incredible squad of streamers to play this streamer invitational coming in as well for today. But yeah, we're just waiting for the match to get ready, and as soon as it is, we're going to be jumping straight into it as well. But aggressive, any more thoughts before we jump straight into the game? I mean, what do you think about World's Edge?
Worlds as a map, in my eyes, I'm still a sucker for Kings Canyon, primarily because, for a fact, I'm a player from Season 0. I love that map. I adore it so much. And my eyes, you gotta have that map in the pool. One of these days, this is gonna be a 2-day thing, so I'm really hoping that maybe there could be a little bit of Kings Canyon here and there, but at the same time, I'm not that hopeful. World's Edge, this is the map that a lot of the competitive players are playing at, and this is the map where a lot of people feel at home. So in my eyes, no harm, no foul. This map is still very potent when it comes down to a lot of the rotation angles. And of course, the vault being present here basically means that you have that access to that free loot if you opt to drop down there almost immediately. Having that rare loot in your arsenals right at the very beginning, having that possible golden gun, and of course that possible golden shield, which in my eyes is a little bit better than the red shield. A lot of people really talk about the fact that the red shield is better than the golden shield, but I like the golden shield more, primarily because whenever you use the shield recharge cell, you get those free extra 2 shields instead of having that one slowly but surely regenerating over time. So in my eyes, that will allow for much more of a dynamic playstyle. You can play more aggressively, less downtime in general in a lot of those different engagements. But moving on down to the map, onto the map, I really do believe that World's Edge is a very balanced out map when it comes down to a lot of the rotations and not really a lot of choke angles. But at the same time, the primary problem of this map is mainly the lava zone. Because if there is a final circle near the lava zone, you know for a fact that none of the teams are going to have fun. Like, you're standing out in the open. Rotations are nearly impossible because of the massive gaps being present. And I've seen, even in pro play, a lot of teams curse this map just because of the one singular lava zone.
Yep. Yeah, the lava zones are a bit of a trouble for sure, right? And I'm pretty sure that it's going to be a pain in the butt as well for all of these streamers out there to just try and maneuver their way out of these lava zones. Because the lava zones, once you touch them, they do a significant amount of damage as well on towards you. But talk a little bit more about the map, right? Like I was just taking a look at the map as well, and I just figured out that there are like so many hot drops on the map of World's Edge. Like you can see, like there are people who love to just take the adventure and move in towards the thermal station. We've got people dropping down towards Lava City, Train Yard. We've got the epicenter as well. The epicenter, I guess, is a beautiful place to just find yourself some peace as well, maybe, because it is a very lushy green part of the map as well. Thoughts on that, by the way, about the hot drops, aggressive?
When it comes down to the hot drops, I'm really looking to see a lot of people make their way down to the drill side, because in my eyes, the drill side and of course the Fragment West is personally the best zones to go in for a lot of loot and also a lot of skirmishes. Because if you're looking to pick a fight, those are the 2 spots that you want to go to. There's a lot of buildings to work with. There's a lot of open ground. You can easily go in for rotations. You're not going to have a lot of situations where you're going to get pinched in such a position that you cannot really get out of. All of the other positions, such as the thermal station, is a little bit too open in my eyes to get a lot of value out of. So you need to be a lot more careful when you're going to be heading on down into there. And in my eyes, these are the type of things that the streamers need to keep in mind as we are going to be heading into the game. Finally, all of the streamers are ready. And Assassin, I know that's your pup, so do you want to take it away?
Well, of course, why not? Let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we welcome you all to the AMD Ryzen Radeon Apex Legends Streamers Invitational powered by Chroma. And you know what? I'm just so pumped right now. I really want to see all of these players just going ham right off the bat. We are going to be seeing a couple of players just, jumping down over towards the sorting factory. We've got a lot dropping down to the epicenter as well. As I did tell you guys, the train yard is going to be that one spot which is going to be left alive. But I guess Cat Monster and Scout, they are going to be the ones to eventually make their way over towards the train yard as well. So really looking forward to what exactly are going to be the type of loots that they are going to find here. Because we know for a fact that these are the hot drops in this specific map. And the best part is that if they can just go ahead and find themselves some purples, then it is going to be, a raining heaven for them as well.
Moving on down forward, the real question is how a lot of these engagements are going to be going on down in their favor. As you can already see, a lot of the teams are very much spread out with a couple of fights going on down near the side. of the station, but still, no real fights just yet, no real engagements going on down initially. All the streamers are still alive. There's going to be kicking, and things are just going to be playing out a lot more slower than usual. And already, you can see that a couple of teams are slowly making their way down forward. The Fat Monster making his way down towards the side of Lava Pressure, and this could be the first initial engagement going on down into the fight. At the map, but still, all the players are just going to be looking on up, trying to see what they can find and maybe go in for proper engagements, get as many outlets as possible in their side, keep things rolling. But for now, Assassin, I'm going to be asking you this question. Looking at the map in particular, you can already see that the blue team and the teal team on the side of the lava fissure, they're just waiting it out, and an engagement could just be happening at any second.
Yeah, I guess that might just be the case as well, right? Like you look at the radar on the right side of your screen and you just constantly figure out that, hey, there is going to be a fight which is going to break down very, very soon. Just coming, like right over here. It's almost there. But then you're like, nah, never mind. These guys are just, trying to go ahead, find some crazy loots. And ooh, looks like Fatu has found himself some purples. Look at that purple set coming in from Fatu. Interesting, isn't it? It looks like that he might just be able to, emerge victorious in some of these early engagements that he's about to take as well. Close towards Team Fatu is, I guess, Scout and all. So maybe Team Scout, they might just be able to find Team Fatu while they're trying to just maneuver their way out of the specific spot. Now going to be seeing Karzimo, going to be finding himself some purples as well. And I guess the loot gods have sort of, blessed all of these streamers in the specific match though. Look at the amount of loots that they are getting, like all amazing blues and purples.
That they're gonna be super happy moving on down forward as well, because now there's at the driver's seat. They're actually making their way up. They just push coming on down from the side of Akshu's team, making their way down towards the side of Lava. And with this first engagement now going on through, they're trying to see if they can find it on out. Akshu trying to see if he can just scope out the area to go in for that first initial play, but everything is still so slow. Everyone is being so careful, and you can already see that all of these players are trying to get as much resources as they possibly can in their arsenal before they opt to go in for a lot of these different engagements. And already you can see Breeze is making his way up. Does already find out the first initial player. The shots are going to be raining on in. The poke battle has already started, and it's going to be Under coming on down from the side of Kyle as she makes her way down towards forward to get that first initial pickoff. The scan does go on through, does not spot out any players, so that basically means that this area is completely clear. But it seems as though Northern spots out the first initial player, and the push is already going to be going on through. And with the jump pad going on down, this could just work out in their favor, but things could just go horribly wrong. The shots are going to be raining on in. Does a little bit of damage, tags them out, and gives them the warning shot that, hey, we are here, we are holding down this angle, and you need to be careful. Carmine's going through left, Carmine's going through right. The shots are going to be raining on in, but not really a lot of damage to work with down at the very end of it all. It's going to be Breeze pulling it down from the back, and the fragments are going to be thrown, trying to get that little bit of damage. That first initial pickoff that they need to try and get something done, but the alt team takes a lot of damage, needs to dip back out, and when it comes down to the poke battle, it seems as though from the back end, they're going to be the ones winning everything out. Needs to heal back up, needs to slow everything down to take that first initial engagement once again. And it feels as though now they're going to be a lot more careful moving it down forward.
Yeah, that's the thing with all of these early engagements as well, right? Like, resources are the name of the game, and to be completely honest, you don't have a lot, like, right off the bat. So just try and, take these early engagements. If you win it out, great. But if you don't, then falling back would be the ideal decision as well. Otherwise, this is going to go ahead and get taken down right at the start of a match. So you really don't want that. And Team Pile Gaming, they made a very, very good effort, by the way, to just go ahead and take that fight. They dished out a lot of damage. But then in turn, they took a lot of damage. So, they just chose to fall back. And that is the wise decision to make, by the way. So yeah, Pile Gaming, the entire team, very, very happy with the engagement that they took over there. And I guess the bigger map is just going to pop up once again. We are going to be seeing all of these teams just trying to, loot as much as possible. Just trying to, play in and around the zone. And I guess, Juzo, right? He's right below, down there, close towards the dome. And he might just be able to spot out Team Fatu. So we might just see that fight emerge really, really soon. But on the other side, we're going to be seeing Team Rebel taking that fight against Team God. And it looks like that Rebel, he might just be able to win it out as well. It's going to be Nexus,
Rebel.
who's going to go ahead and get himself a frag. And it is going to be Bloodline to be going down. Damn, that was Bloodline's team just getting taken down instantly.
Good try coming out from them. They're trying to hold it down from the side of the building, but that rush, especially when you have that Bloodhound in your arsenal, is just so hard to stop with everyone just rushing on down through and piling on in. Unless you have a lot of utility to work with, unless you have something to circumvent a lot of these pushes, and if you're not able to get that first initial kill down on the initial legend who already pushed on down inside of the building, there's no way you're going to survive that engagement. And well done from the side of Rebel to take that first initial kill down. And with the first fight already going on down, you can already see things are just going to be a little bit bad on the back end as well. It's going to be Power and Sherlock's team being able to take down one more from the sideline. And with that, it's just going to be slowing on down just a little bit more as well. With this push coming on down, Juzo's team slowly but surely making their way up to try.
Yeah, I mean, Team Sway, right? Yeah, Team Sway are just playing a lot passive, and it's really good. Like, I like this. Like, I like this strategy coming out from the side of Team Sway. Like, their entire composition as well, right? We've got Bangalore, we're going to be seeing Bloodhound, and there's Octane as well. So, I guess they're just going to, I don't know, maybe just pouncing on towards all of these other streamers as well. Once they are going to be finding themselves the high tier loot, but looks like someone spotted out someone. And it's going to be Team Sway to just initiate that attack, but no, Gimmick getting goes down, and Fleeksy is going to be able to find himself that frag. 8-Bit Mafia gets taken down by Juzo, and it looks like that Team 8-Bit Mafia, they might just be in a bit of a trouble as it all comes down to Juzo. Juzo has to come out big right now, but it looks like that he is going to be running out of bullets. It's to just reposition himself to reload that secondary as well. And with not more than a minute or two left for round number 2 to go away, it looks like that Juzo just has to recharge the shield. And never mind, there's going to be 8-Bit Mafia's player just trying to rush him down, but it looks like that Juzo still finds into that frag, and another one maybe not happening. Fleeksy is just gonna bounce it on towards him, rush him down, and that is gonna be Team Sway going out. I got you, brother.
That was just so incredible as well. Team Mafia, what were those shots? What were those kills? But at the same time, Juzo, you nearly pulled off an impossible. You went on down to a 1 versus 2 situation, and you nearly clutched that one out for your team. Really well done from the members of the side of Team Sway. No harm, no foul. But at the same time, yeah, losing out on a couple of points is going to be really hard in the long run. Admirable effort, though, to say the very least. And now Team Mafia, they're going to be able to take a deep breath and be like, hey, guys, we nearly just died, but at the same time, we got the clutch. So, yeah, it's all right. Don't worry about it. And it's now going to be Scout's team now moving on down forward to go in for an OG play as well. Scout's going to be able to get out at the very least. And it's going to be the side of Scout trying to get this first initial engagement, and already it's going to be Bad Monster spotting out the first initial player because of the ultimate that he has in his arsenal. But with that Gibraltar ultimate coming on down through, they need to make their way out almost immediately. There's no way they can stay in this area to try and go in for a proper engagement. The shots are going to be raining on in, and the Bloodhound, he's just going on in. He just gives like no two dabs of what's going to happen right now. He is making sure that he creates enough space for his team to go in for this first initial push, and also this first initial piece. The shots are going to be going on in, but the Gibby is like, nope, you're not going to do anything. You're going to sit there and wait. Because you do need to remember that Scout team, they have the circle on their side. So if they're able to isolate the enemy, the opposition team from coming in for a proper push, while the circle is still pushing on down forward, they're going to be the ones at the advantage. But they do need to be careful. Their position is very isolated because if anyone comes back from the back end to do a third party, they're going to be in a lot of trouble being pinched from two sides.
I don't know, I just kind of feel like, you know, Team Scouts' composition is a whole lot of aggressive one out there as well, because, you know, they're going to be getting that Octane, Bloodhound, and the Wraith as well. Scout himself running the Wraith, by the way, so he can just, you know, get the hell out of that specific position whenever he needs to, using the teleports as well. But, yeah, like, Team Scout, overall, I feel like, you know, they, as you said, have got a lot of advantage going on for themselves as well. And they have achieved it, by the way. They have earned this specific position as well. So, all in all, things look pretty good for Scout and his team. But at the same time, it also, you know, just raises a big question mark on my head as to how exactly they're going to be playing it out in the late zone scenarios.
Yeah, when it comes down to the late zones, they're going to be in a pretty rough position because not having a Gibraltar on your side basically means that, hey, you don't have that level of protection down on the open sides. That's going to hurt a lot in the long run, but at the same time, it's going to be definitely not the room being able to take down Pyle right at the beginning stages. And now without a Bloodhound, the side of Team Pyle, they need to go in for a massive play. The Gibraltar goes in for a couple of shots. He's not going to be able to find it though at the very end. It's going to be Pixels going on down from the back end as well, trying to go in for as long as he possibly can. The Gibraltar going in for a couple of plays. Beautiful movement coming on down from him. He's going to be able to get himself back up to full HP. And Akshap's going to be able to survive for a little while longer as well. Things are just going to be slowing on down. And Pyle, she still has not died out just yet. Can easily go in for a revive. The shield has been popped. And the Gibraltar is just going to pick her back up to full HP.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best part, right? With the Gibby as well. Just put down that shield and easily get your teammates back up and running. Well, to be completely honest, right? Team Fatu, they are also playing it out very, very safe, and it's good. Like, they're just gaining all the intel out there in the world as well. They're gonna be getting all the information, and they're like, you know what? Once all the information is being relayed as well, we are just gonna go out there and we're gonna go guns blazing onto all of these other players as well out there in the specific server. This is going to be Team Millie, who we are going to be spectating. We are going to be seeing Pixels, who's going to get taken down from the side of Team Millie, so he needs a revive as well. And as soon as he's going to be revived, we're going to be seeing Team Millie going back as well into full action. His banner has been recovered, so they're just going to look out for some of the revive stations so that they can just pop in that card and get him back in as well. But I guess this late into the match, right? It's gonna be a very tough situation for them to just go ahead and get that revive in as well. What is this? The third zone now? I guess it's the second zone if I'm not wrong. So yeah, the second zone. It's the third zone, my bad. Yeah, so the third zone. I guess things are gonna get more and more spicy, and it's gonna be very, very difficult for Team Millie to just get that final player in as well. And they're sort of stuck in a rock and a hard place situation, right? Like you see, they are going to be facing off Team Scout, who are approaching towards them. Close to them is Team Pyle Gaming, and I guess Pyle Gaming, they're just holding the fort as well right now. They have the vantage point, as far as I know. So Team Millie, all they have to do is just stay alive, try and, you know, isolate themselves into individual one-on-ones. And if they can do that, then great. Otherwise, they're just going to get sandwiched between two teams.
I love the positioning coming on down from the side of Scout's team. The fact that they're able to cut off any form of rotation that could be coming on down from the side of this canyon, or any form of rotations that could be going on down into the respawn station, really just goes to show that the level of control that they have all over the map. The fact that Fat Monster is holding on down from the top side, the other side of the canyon, using those sonars to get that first initial level of information before the rotations do come on through. He's able to shut down multiple different angles for their side, but at the same time, they know for a fact that someone's holding down from that canyon. They don't want to go there. They want to try and take it slow. They want to try and take it as slow as they possibly can. But at the same time, Team Mizo, they're in that position to get that first initial kill. Knows for a fact that the members are going to be holding on down from the bottom end of the canyon. They're going to be going in for a couple of shots. It's going to be Yami trying to go in for a couple of kills. Does get the first 18 tag. Going in for the first initial shot, but the shots are not going to be connecting that properly. Instead, it's going to be Zayn on YT being able to take down 3. Beautifully done coming on down from the side of Team Mizo. And with that, they're going to be able to get that first initial pickup down onto their side. A couple of kills on the board and a lot of confidence and a pat on the back to get things going onto their side. But at the same time, Team Scout, they're on a pretty rough position. They took the engagement that they're not able to win this one out. The first initial player does go on down. They need to go in for a couple of shots as well. Beautiful use of that EVA 8. Going in for the shot left, going in for the shot right. Runs out of bullets, but it's going to be more than enough. It's going to be Scout. And Berkey would be able to shut everyone down. Gets the banner for themselves as well, I do believe. No, Scout is actually opting to use the ultimate first to get a little bit of information placed down on his side, but there's so little HP, they don't really have a lot to work with. Scout's gonna go on down. Good plays coming out from them, but the position not in their favor. And with that assassin, things are already over. Scout's team, they're out while taking down another team in the process. The action is just going on all over the place, and it's gonna be Team Backle being able to survive through it all and come out on top in that engagement.
Still have 6 squads left, by the way, so the action's not all over yet. We're going to be seeing the top 6 right now. They're just going to be battling it out, and they're just going to try and take some vantage point, because information is going to be the name of the game right now. And look at Team Fadu. They're still over there. They are going to try and gain a little more. They had the positional advantage, correct? Aggressive, though. So they're just going to go ahead and keep that to themselves. But once again, just want to touch upon the fact that Team Scout, what an amazing play. Like, not even gonna lie, the way Scout used up his ultimate as well, right? The way he just used up that teleport. Again, not really in his favor, but it was just unfortunate. Like, some amazing gunplay coming out from Scout, but then the zone and everything, they just got sandwiched right there and they were not able to do anything. Amazing plays coming out from Scout, but at the same time, just unfortunate. So yeah, we are going to be seeing Team Mizo, right? They actually surprised me aggressive. Like that incredible use of the shotgun, right? Coming out from Jade as well. Like going up close and personal, just getting that shotgun into play. It's just so satisfying to watch them go ahead and take these engagements, and with so much confidence is exactly what makes it much more interesting. And ooh, look at this. You're gonna be seeing a couple of players just taking that teleport and just making their way in over towards the end of the specific lava pool. And oh, Buzzwell, he's in a bit of trouble.
No.
He's switching the shotgun. Gonna try and get some frags in, but look who's there on the other side. It's gonna be Nexus AB to try and take one player down as well. Nexus AB takes down Carzimo. It's gonna be Buzzwell to just try and stay alive for the team. Team Faru, despite playing it safe, despite doing absolutely everything they can with that position and advantage that they had, they tried everything, they tried so much, but then they just lost out on that gunfight. That aggressive play coming out from Nexus Abhi as well, it just completely took them down.
Team Mackle, the level of aggression and coordination that they are showing is absolutely incredible. They know exactly where their opponents are. They know what engagements to take. And they're able to just force them into positions that they don't want to be at. Especially for the side of Fatu's team. That is so unfortunate. They're being cornered down against the wall. They have nowhere to run and they have nowhere to hide. And in that, it's going to be the side of Team Mackle being able to take them all out. And with that, they're in the driver's seat. They're in the best position almost on this entire map, but at the same time, look at who has building control instead. It's going to be the side of Kyle, and it's really going to be the thing that we need to watch out for. But in the long run, Assassin, let's see what we can expect coming out from these two teams, because now that Mackle has already spotted out all of the players, they know exactly where they are. They're stuck inside of the lava pit. They need to make this push down towards their side, because that's the only way they're going to be able to get back up here. Otherwise, they need to make a long trek towards the right side to go in for a proper rotation straight through the zone.
Like, to be honest, Team Mackle, right, they have got themselves such a roster moving into this specific match. Like, some of the best fraggers out there as well in Team Mackle. We're going to be seeing Praj, who has like 8 kills and 3 assists, and the guy is just popping off. 8 kills! Would you believe that? I mean, the guy is just single-handedly putting up such a dominant fight against all of these other players as well. But look at Pyle Gaming. She's in a bit of a trouble, and that is going to be Mackle and Praj to just go ahead and get their stuff done on towards Pyle Gaming. There's going to be frag. Coming left out on center from the side of Team Mackle. And I was about to mention this in the pre-analyst segment as well, that, you know, Team Mackle, they're going to be that one team to look out for in this specific match, because Mackle, as I said, once again, star-studded roster, but at the same time, they're just a beast in themselves. Like, I don't know what happens to Praj, but then once he just activates himself, once he just gets into the zone, it just becomes an absolute beast in himself.
I completely forgot that if you drop down there, you can get yourself back up as well. I kind of got scared for a second, being like, Mackle, did you fall down by accident?
I thought that he just fell down, but nah. I saw the zipline over there.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. But Parch, this guy is just on fire on this Octane. 8 and 4. He's just feeling himself. And with this position in their favor, they don't need to move anywhere. They're the ones at the driver's seat. They can go in for peak shots. They can just stand there for as long as they possibly want and keep things going in their favor. And look at the circle position, Assassin. They're easily going to be able to go down near it. They have the prime spot to go down pretty much anywhere that they want. They're on the driver's seat. They have everything in their side. But at the same time, Team Rebel, they're playing it very sneaky. And I'm pretty sure that none of the teams on the map know exactly where they are.
Well, the fifth zones have been closing in as well. And in my opinion, it is gonna be a dogfight right here now. They're all just gonna go have onto each other once the next zone pops in as well in about 20 seconds. So things are gonna get heated up. Be ready, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys have got all of your popcorns, because we definitely are gonna receive a hell lot of action. 5 squads still left in Praj. He has suggested a location for the team so that they can just quickly, reposition themselves as well, because the zone's closing in, and Praj is in a bit of a problem right now as another team has spotted out Team Mackle. They're just trying to use these roofs to their advantage as well. They're just gonna try and use these glass materials as well in order to just spot out all of these players. Not gonna go out there, but at the same time, just gonna gain in a lot of intel. But look who just used up the launch pad. It is gonna be definitely a noob to try and take down Apex, and Apex goes down. Things are not looking good for Team Mackle, but at the same time, we still have the Star Fragger Praj still up and alive and kicking, but Mackle goes down. It's gonna be all down to Praj. Look how safe Praj is playing. He's just trying to stay alive for the team, and he's trying to get himself some frags. He's gonna take down definitely a noob, but at the same time, the rest of the two players might just try and take him down as well. So cover the banner coming in from Mackle, whereas Apex is down. He's not out yet, he's just down. So, a revive is still possible. But at the same time, a lot of other teams are going to try and capitalize on top of the situation. Praj is in. He's going to try and come in. Is he going to try and go in for the finisher? No, I don't think so. He's just going to cancel out the finisher because he knows that the zone is closing in. There's absolutely no escape out of here. He's going to spot out the rest of the players as well, trying to just make their way to the top, trying to stay alive. But look, oh no! Praj is in a lot of trouble. It's going to be Asback to just go ahead and take down Nexus of E, and Praj to be going down by Northern Breeze.
My god, what just happened? Praj, did you actually get out of that alive, my man? Did you actually got a kill out of that situation as well? Praj is keeping the hopes and dreams alive for the side of Mackle, but at the same time, they're not going to be able to find out much that the shots are going to be going on in, and it's going to be the side of Team Mafia. In a world of hurt, all the members are going to be going on down, the shots are going to be raining on in, and it's going to be the side of Gaming being able to take it all away, even though they lost out on their first initial members so early. They had the zone advantage in their arsenal. They had the roof advantage. They had everything in their arsenal to take everything away, and it's gonna be a side of Gaming taking this map for themselves. It's just map number 1, and they're able to get so many points on the board and so many kills, but at the same time, very unfortunate situations coming on down for the other teams as well. They needed to push into the side of Gaming, and they were the ones able to control the pace of the engagement and get a lot of the kills in their favor.
Well, to be completely honest, as I said, right, definitely it's going to be a dogfight out there where all of these players, all of these streamers is just going to go have one to each other, and they did. And congratulations to Pile Gaming, by the way. Their team, they took away the first match. And in my opinion, that was a very, very strategic move coming out from the side of Pile Gaming as well, correct? Like Asback and Northern Breeze, both of them to just stay alive till the very end, despite finding themselves in such difficult, such tough spots out there in the map. Like, you would see Praj going ahead and trying to take that fight on towards Northern Breeze. Praj almost had it, by the way, but then in the very end, Northern Breeze, he just pulls out the ace up his sleeve and just goes ahead and takes down Praj as well. Was already critically low and was being shot from both the sides of the map. But yeah, Pile Gaming, what a game. Especially her, right? She also found herself in situations where it was absolutely impossible for her to find frags, but she did. At the same time, her going down was a little bit of a down moment for the entire team, but Asback and Northern Breeze, they just went ahead and took it up in a breeze of a moment as well. And I guess Northern Breeze, he deserves a lot of trouble as well.
Did you just use the breeze spot, but there is Northern Breeze on their side?
Yeah.
Kind
of had to do that, but at the same time, right? Asback, I really want to talk about him as well. Some amazing gunplay coming out from Asbacks, like more than the utilities, right? I just saw him going left, right, and center, getting that insane cross-up placement out of all these players who were holding such vantage points where it's really disadvantages of you if you don't have that vantage point as well in order to take these fights. But Asbacks, he consistently maintained to get these dinks in, consistently making sure that these players have to just go ahead and keep refilling their shields. They have to keep, using their resources. And to be completely honest, right, survival is the name of the game. And in order to survive, you need resources. And if you just run out of them in the very end moment of the match, like in the very last zone, that is going to be the end of you as well. And I guess Xbox, he made a really good move right there by just wasting a lot of resources coming in from the other teams and just getting them that victory as well. Let's quickly jump straight into the match highlights, guys, and let's figure out how exactly this entire match went down. Aggressive, you want to take it over?
In my eyes, the main reins of a lot of these engagements were in the favor of the side of Team Scout, primarily because they had a lot of control over the map when it came down to a lot of the rotation angles. But at the same time, I told you this before as well, Scout had the best possible chance to win out this entire map if they were careful and if they constantly repositioned themselves. At the very end of it all, it felt as though they were able to go in for that engagement. They were able to find pretty much everything, but the zone coming on down in, they were not able to get themselves back out. Unfortunate coming on their end for getting pinched like that. But at the same time, you have to give it down towards the side of Kyle as well, because honestly speaking, them understanding that, hey, what is the name of the game in Apex? High ground control. They just stood on top of the building. They had the building control in their favor. All the other teams are fighting on down on towards the other sides of the map, trying to hold down a lot of those different engagements down for their side. Only basically meaning that, hey, we're just going to let all the teams fight on out. We're just going to play it safe. We're going to do a little bit of poke damage, helping the other teams get the kills. We don't need the kills. We just need the standing points in our favor. And that's exactly what they did. And that's how they were able to go in for such a beautiful win. And honestly speaking, they deserve this. Even though they were down in a 2 versus 3 situation every single time, you can already see, just look at the match highlights going on through. The shots were just so clean, and the fact that Praj was able to get out of that sticky situation, I still can't believe.
And yeah, I mean, to be completely honest, I guess there were a lot of moments out there in this specific match where we did see tons and tons of entertainment coming in from all of these streamers, where they had to find themselves in positions where they were not able to get out of, but at the same time, they're just gonna try and get out of there as well using their abilities. And we saw some really good launchpad usage as well from all of these streamers out there. So definitely a worthy experience coming out from all of them, and I'm very happy with the performance coming out from all of these streamers as well. I'm definitely sure that you guys got a lot of entertainment as well, and it was all possible thanks to AMD Ryzen, Radeon, and Chroma. So please do check out all the links down in the description below. Get yourselves some amazing deals on the AMD Ryzen powered gaming notebooks as well. You guys can do so by just clicking on the link down in the description below, which is going to be redirecting you to the Chroma website. You can just walk into any nearby Chroma stores and check and avail these offers as well. But yeah, moving on towards match number 2, which is once again going to be played on World's Edge. What are your expectations on that aggressive, and what do you think about how exactly these streamers are just going to adapt themselves? Because see, match number 1 is always like a learning phase where you just learn as to what exactly is the strategy coming out from all of these teams, how exactly they love to play. Okay, for example, Team Mackle, they had a lot of scouting done as well by staying alive till the very last zone, and then all of these other streamers as well that got taken down right off the bat, right? They are also going to realize as to what exactly they did wrong, or what they could have done as well at the start of the match. So what do you think is going to be that change that we might witness out of these streamers in match number 2?
In match number 2, I'm really hoping that they are able to understand the rotations that they need to do coming on down from the place that they are looting into. For example, especially after what happened in map number 1, you can already consider that, hey, maybe they have an idea of where these streamers like to loot, where their oppositions are gonna land in, and then you can plan out your engagement to target specific teams to give you that best possible chance to get that loot flowing onto your side. Because we know for a fact that the first team to get that first initial red armor in their favor basically will be at the driver's seat. They can take a lot more aggressive gunfights. They can just push themselves down forward because they have that shield advantage in their favor. And having that shield advantage is just so crucial, especially when you consider a lot of these circles are slowly but surely moving on down to places where there are buildings. And also the main thing that I would like the other teams to try and consider is that you don't need to be the ones going in for a push. You need to try and hold an advantageous angle or an advantageous position. For example, the positions being held by the side of Kyle, just holding the building, sitting on top of that roof, going and checking left, going and checking right, someone holding on down from the side of the inside of the building, just making sure that they create as much commotion and noise as possible before opting going for a lot of their engagements. And that's what you kind of expect down in map number 2. That little bit of an adaptation to a lot of these strategic plays that the other streamers are trying to do to bring them that level of ace moving on down forward.
Completely true on that. And yeah, I'm also expecting a little bit of a change in stance coming out from all of these streamers. Like I expect a lot of these streamers who did go down at the very start of that specific match, right? The previous one. I'm expecting them to maybe, take a little bit of a passive aggressive stance as well. And at the same time, most of the other streamers, they might just be feeling confident who still were alive till the very last zone, right? They're going to be like, you know what? We have got a hell lot of confidence right now. Just going to jump down. We're going to take the fights head on. Then we're going to win it out as well. So really looking forward to what we are going to witness on the match number 2, by the way. And I'm expecting some fireworks for sure. A little bit of a change in composition overall. Maybe we are going to be seeing a little bit of a switcheroo coming out. Maybe we're going to be seeing a lot more Gibby plays. Maybe we're going to be seeing a lot more Bloodhound plays as well. Like talking a little bit more about the compositions in match number 1, right? We saw so many Octane plus Bloodhound combos as well. Tell me a little bit about that, aggressive. Like how did you think that combo went, and how exactly did all of these streamers and these players made use of that combo as well?
Like that's basically the heat meta that we always talk about.
Yeah.
That's primarily because of one thing, because you just put down a sonar coming on down from the side of the Bloodhound. And what's the Bloodhound's main problem? You get that sonar, you find out their position, but the Bloodhound can't really chase those kills, because if you try to chase those kills, you lose that source of information. There's a chance that the Bloodhound may just die when he's trying to go in for that engagement. But at the same time, think about Octane, because what's going to happen as soon as the Q hits from the side of the Bloodhound? Everyone's just going to start running around everywhere. A lot of commotion, because the wall hack already begins. Their positions have been revealed, and they have nowhere to go other than just start running, get behind cover. And in that split second, that's where the Octane can just press the Q ability, use that adrenaline, and jump in straight into the fight, get in their faces, go in for that engagement, and get as much damage as he possibly can as they are trying to run away. Because Octane is primarily picked up because of his speed. He's able to reposition himself so quickly that he's able to take his opponents off guard every single time. And that's why we saw these two pickups coming out so often. Octane being able to reposition himself really quickly to get a lot of value out of these Bloodhound scans, because a lot of teams opt to use that Bloodhound scan just to get a little bit of information, but they're not really following up. But the best teams that we already see, for example, Pyle and of course the side of Scout and Mackle, constantly using their Bloodhound ultimates, and of course their sonars to get information and then capitalize on it almost immediately.
Talking a lot more about the legends, right? I actually did not see any Mirage in there. What happened, aggressive? Like, are we already out of the Mirage meta or something like that? I mean, Mirage, I expected someone out there to be picking up the legend of Mirage and maybe, just pull off some interesting fakes as well. You never know. But yeah, I actually wanted to see some of that crazy Mirage play as well. But it looks like that, all of these players out there in the server as well, they just want to stick to the default meta as well, and that is something that they love to do as well. We saw Wraith plays, we saw some Gibby plays, we saw Octane plays as well, as you did mention, again, the Yeet meta. But at the same time, what I thought was that not a lot of them actually made use of that Yeet meta as well. So maybe they're just warming up, slowly, they're just getting into the groove. And once they just get a hold on their aim and their entire momentum, maybe this is going to go ahead and they just might go full ham onto all of these other streamers as well. But yeah, guys, once again, just want to remind you guys that you guys are watching the AMD Ryzen Radeon Apex Legends Streamers Invitational powered by Chroma. And in my opinion, you guys should go ahead and check out some of the insane deals going on the AMD Ryzen Radeon gaming powered notebooks. To be completely honest, I just can't express this much, right? Like I'm just gonna keep on stressing on this because you guys have got no idea how powerful these AMD gaming powered notebooks are. So you guys should definitely check them out. Let's quickly jump in towards the scoreboard and check out how exactly we are faring over there, and how exactly all of these streamers are doing currently. The map one standings. Well, aggressive. Do you want to go ahead and walk our viewers through it?
When you consider the placement points coming on down from the side of Team Mackle, that's very surprising. The fact that they're on rank 1 with 7 kills and 15 placement points for their side. And Team Pyle, even though they were able to win on out, you do need to consider that they had the 12 kills, but their placement ones are going to be quite a little bit lower in comparison, primarily because they lost out on one of their players. So that's going to be hurting them a lot when it comes down to that. But at the same time, looking at all the other teams, their points are on the board. They're going to be able to hold on strong. Rebel, Mafia, Melee, Mizo, Beg for Mercy, they all have a lot of points on the board to try and bring themselves back in map number 2. But at the same time, you can already see a lot of the other teams are going to be falling short in the long run because teams that have Sherlock, Akshu, Bings, Sway, Bloodline, and Rigaltos are just not able to get themselves on the board, and that's primarily because of a lot of the mistakes happening at the very beginning that we were talking about, a little bit too much of these over rotations going on through, so that can help them out in the following situations as well. But moving on down forward, Assassin, I want your input on what we can expect coming on down, because you know for a fact that Team Mackle and Team Kyle, they have the taste for victory, and they're going to be gunning for more moving on down forward as well.
I mean, Team Mackle's entire lineup, right? It looks a lot better than the others out there as well. Like I'm not even gonna lie, 8 frags already coming in from Praj, and he actually put up 9th as well. Did he reach double digits? Maybe he did. The guy was just going insane, and even while he was dying, even when he was on the deathbed, he managed to find himself a frag as well. So some amazing plays coming out from the side of Team Mackle, and at the same time, Team Pyle, the winners of that specific match as well, they put up an amazing fight. And in my opinion, I'm actually looking forward to seeing a lot more coming out from Team Fatu, Team Zeref, and Team Sway as well. Like Team Sway is that one team that actually sort of caught my eye as well. Like they do have a couple of interesting players in their roster as well. We've got Juzo as well, who it was an amazing flagger. But at the same time, the last match we did find that they kind of had a little bit of a problem in that specific building fight that they took against 8-Bit Mafia. So yeah, this time let's hope that they are not going to be facing such issues, and we are all set and ready to dive in towards match number 2. So why don't we do that, Aggressive?
With this, we can already see this engagements are going to be going on down through. All of the players are not really spreading themselves out as much as they did in this previous matchup, but I think they want to go in for a lot more skirmishes for themselves as well. Each of them opting to go in for their own individual positions, but at the same time, they are very close, and a lot of these engagements could happen almost in a matter of seconds. One of the players have landed down near the side of the epicenter, trying to pull down strong from that silent, but at the same time, they need to be very careful because this lava fissure, yes, it's a very good position, but at the same time, it's so dangerous to get a lot of value out of this position as well, because you do need to remember that, hey, if you land out there, there's not really a lot of high tier loot in that area. You're relying much more on those Spitfires, P2020s, and maybe a possible R301 if you are very lucky. But at the same time, it's not really something that you can hope for considering the loot statistics coming on that from that side of the map. So they need to be very careful when they're trying to take a lot of those engagements properly. So moving on down forward, we're already definitely seeing the side of Team Sway moving it down from their side, that the first engagement already goes on through, and it's going to be the side of Scout trying to go in for that first initial fight. Shots are going to be raining on end. The scan does go on through, and the first initial engagement assassin has already begun.
Yeah, Team Scout, they are going to try and take that fight as well, but at the same time, I guess Fat Monster, he just wants to go ham. He's just going to pick up that insane shotgun to try and find himself a frag, and look at this. They're going to be facing off the Caustic as well, if I'm not wrong, correct? And Caustic just going to dish out a lot of damage as well, using all of those toxic bags. Right now, it looks like that Fat Monster is just going to be using that launch pad in order to find himself that frag, and the Bloodhound ability is going to get activated as well. We are going to be getting that frag on towards Millie. Millie's just going to bleed out. There's going to be Megum to get the frag on towards Pixels and the game.
It's kind of rough. Right at the very beginning, yes, you had the position, yes, you had everything in your side, but a little bit unfortunate from the side of Team Melee. They're not going to be able to survive for long. They do get taken on out, but very, very aggressive plays coming on down from the side of Scout to understand that, hey, we see them, we have the gun advantage, let's just go in for it. But at the same time, look at what Zeref has in mind for his team. They're looking for a couple of plays for themselves, trying to heal themselves back up, but at the same time, Twerk, he needs to be very careful, pulls out that Spitfire, goes in for a couple of shots, but he's not going to be able to survive for long. Instead, it's gonna be Yami being able to get that first initial pickup, going in for a couple of shots. The movement is just so clean, coming on that from the side of Yami. Oh my god, that guy is just so clean when it comes down to that. They're gonna be able to take down the side of Team Sarah beautifully down when it came down to the movement assassin. And with that, they're gonna be on the board and the possible kill leaders as well.
Yeah, Team Sway right now, What they're trying to do is they're just trying to get some loot as well. I mean, Team Sway don't really have the best of the loots out there, so they're just gonna try and get that. Pile Gaming players have already found themselves some amazing assault rifles out there, so I don't really think so that they are gonna be having any sorts of issues taking the early engagements. But at the same time, as you guys can see in front of your screens, is Team Fatu, Oswald. Oh, it's gonna spot out a player, and I guess that is gonna be the fight is gonna emerge out as well. Busworld is just gonna try and rush in on towards the enemies, whereas Fatu is just gonna try and take that long range fight with the flatline. Not really the best option, would you think? And ooh, I did tell you that I want to see some Mirage action, but I guess the streamers, they heard me out. We're gonna be seeing Mirage, we're gonna be seeing Caustic, we're gonna be seeing absolutely everything.
Also going to be seeing a Valkyrie as well coming in now from the side of Fatu. So these type of engagements are just going to get a lot more easier if the side of Fatu are able to play their cards properly. Because we really talked about this at the pre-show as well, that, hey, we need to focus on a lot more of those Valkyrie plays because that she allows for so many easy rotations if you want to go in for those types of engagements. So here is where they need to try and make their stand, try and see what they can find. Because you do need to remember that Tile, they're already out. Team Makala are going to be able to take that top spot onto their side when it comes down to the side of standings. And for the side of Tile Gaming, they're not really going to be able to find a lot in their side because they were dying out so early here. And with this engagement now going on through, the shots are going to be raining on, and a lot of utility being thrown all over the map to try and stop a lot of these aggressive plays that could be going on through. But look at Team Bings. They're making that play happen, and they're going to go in straight down to go in for that first additional engagement. Players have been spotted on out, I do believe, because of the things going on through. But no, they're just opting to go in for loot. They're playing it safe. They're playing it systematically because you need to consider something. When it comes down to their loot, they almost have nothing. But Team Sherlock, they're ready, and they're gunning for the fight.
Team Sherlock, they're looking for some action as well. I guess they might just get it. There's gonna be a barrage of utility being coming in on towards Team Sherlock, and they're just gonna try and maneuver their way out of this danger as well. Towards Lava City is Team Sherlock, and well, they have found themselves some amazing purples and some blues as well. And I guess with all of these optics that they've got on their assault rifles, this might just be a little bit more interesting for them. There is that sonar which is going to get detected, by the way. The ultimate coming out from the Bloodhound, if I'm not wrong. And there's going to be Fat Monster try and just make his way along with his team. There's going to be Team Scout, if you guys don't know already. Team Scout, they've had a very, very interesting moment in match number 1. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're going to do in match number 2. Because right now, once again, they have found themselves in position where they can get a lot of intel and capitalize on top of it as well. Talking about the positional advantage, look at Team Mafia aggressive. They're on top of the cliff, and they have already spotted out a team trying to make their way out of this specific area.
Look at the circle position as well. They are at the prime spot to shut down 84 rotation that could be going on through as well. And considering that definitely Noob has a G7 Scout in his hand, he should be able to go in for a play for himself as well. But they're opting to leave that high ground completely. They want to go down near that Geyser probably wants to try and reposition themselves just a little bit more. Get a couple of different weaponries down on their side. Maybe get a couple of upgrades as well. They're going to be really happy to say the very least as well. Because now with this push going on down through, things are going to be slowing on down just a little bit more. It's the side of Team Rebel. They're looking to see what they can find. But at the same time, Rialtos, his team is stuck inside of the zone. They're trying to make a rapid push to try and get themselves back in. But at the same time, if there's a team waiting for them on the other side of that zone, things could be working out dark for them.
Yeah, Ice Teams right now, almost at about like what 300 more damage, and he's gonna be able to get himself that blue Evo shield as well. So he just has to find himself another one. Fatu right now is running low on the shields. Team Fatu, they definitely need to go ahead and find themselves some loot as well. They have to upgrade their shields because when they are about to take the fights head on among against all of these teams as well, right? Among all of these top players out there in the server as well. They're going to go ahead and take the fight against the purples and the blues, and they're going to have a lot of trouble. And on top of that, they don't really have the best of the loot as well. So Team Fatu, they definitely need to move in to places where they might just find themselves some amazing LMGs and the assault rifles as well in order to find themselves some frags. So yeah, Mackle, once again, getting back to some of the champs of the server. Team Mackle. Right now, Proj, TSG Apex, and Mackle TV. I'm gonna scout out this specific area, and I guess in about the next 2 minutes, we're gonna be seeing the third zone trying to close in as well. So Praj right now running on that Octane, try and make his way out of that fight, and I guess somebody's already spotted them out, and that is Team Bloodline, if I'm not wrong. So Team Bloodline, Team Mackle, and I guess it is gonna be that fight that is gonna emerge out as well in the snowy region of the map.
They need to be very careful when taking this engagement because for the side of Team Scout, they have such a strong position on their side to go in for any form of easy engagements on their side. And it feels as though, once again, Rigalta is there on the other side of the map, stuck inside of the zone, not really be able to go in for a proper push. But Team Rebel, they're stuck between a rock and a hard place, and the backup needs to go on through almost immediately. Rebel getting tagged down to very low levels of HP. He needs to get himself out of this sticky situation. Devil you goes in for the rockets, and it's going to be able to give me a massive amount of damage down on the side of one of the players, but he's not gonna be able to find out much though. He does get the first initial kill, so that's what they need to try and hold for as long as they possibly can. Next is opting to go in for that heal, gets his shields back up to full soon enough. And it's just definitely Noob trying to see if he can just survive long enough for Nexus to come in for the proper backup. At the same time, all members of the side of Team Rebel, they're gonna be able to stabilize themselves, they're gonna be able to play it slow, and that's just gonna cause every single player to just start running. Definitely a Noob going in for a couple of shots, and it's gonna be able to get that kill down onto Fatu, taking him out, and his team has already gone on down. Squad wipe going in the favor of the side of Team Rebel, and they're gonna be really happy because now they're the 11th squad on the server now. And with that, they're gonna get a lot of placement points on their side because of their kills, and of course, because of their stats.
Like, I'm not even gonna lie, such a powerful play being made by definitely a Noob, right? The amount of confidence that this guy has in order to go ahead and take the fight head on as well. We're gonna be seeing some R301 action right here coming in from the side of Zami, and I guess overall Team Mizo is having a tough time as Meiko is gonna be going down. It's gonna be Zayd and Zami to try and keep the dreams alive. Both of them running the purple shields, and maybe they're just gonna have that edge as well against this team that they're trying to take the fight on, and it's gonna be Sherlock. Team Sherlock in a lot of trouble. It's gonna be Zayd to rain hell on them. Look at this. It's just gonna go ahead and finish off that kill on towards Sherlock, and with that, it's gonna fight it towards God of War. Oh my god, what the hell is happening right here?
These are just beautiful shots and well played when it comes down to the side of map awareness. The way that Zed was able to just completely traverse through the map, slam dunk on Sherlock, and immediately spot out, got up, and be able to take him on down. Now it basically means that, hey, they're the ones at the driver's seat. They're the ones who can take a lot of these engagements now because they're in the prime spot to go in for a proper rotation for themselves, but they need to be fast because with that zone coming on down through really quickly, this could work out in their favor, but at the same time, things could go horribly wrong if they're not careful. But at the same time, Rigaltos, their team is, you know, they're just stuck inside of the zone pretty much for this entirety of the duration of this entire map.
I mean, right now, if you'd see, right, Team Mafia, right, they sort of have just got that cliff position and they're just sticking to it. They're like, we are not gonna move out of here. We're just gonna hold on to this advantageous position that we have. We're just gonna try and scout out the area. We've got the zone in our favor as well, so why the hell to even reposition? Why the hell to even consider? Just gonna go ahead, hold on towards this specific spot. We're gonna try and gain more information, and once we have that, then itself we're gonna make that move. But for now though, there's gonna be Team Mackle in front of your screens, at the bottom of your screen, of course, and on top is gonna be Team Sway. And as I said, right, Team Sway is gonna be that one team to look out for right now. Team Scout, on the other hand, they have engaged themselves in a good fight of their own. It looks like that it is gonna be Team Mackle to engage themselves as well. So multiple fights going around the server, and I guess it is gonna be the patient play coming out from the side of Team Scout and Team Mackle that might just result in them winning off their individual engagements. So be Fat Monster to try and just, you know, suggest the team to play a little bit more passive because they actually don't have the best of the weapons out there. Like, he's seeing Begum, who's going to be running Wingman R301, which again, not really advisable for these long-range engagements that they're trying to take. Like, unless and until you have some incredible scopes on that R301, but nah, not happening. Gonna be seeing Fat Monster to go ahead and get taken down by Paraj, and it looks like that it is gonna be Begum to try and revive him as well. It's gonna be Scout on the other hand, try to cover them out, but Team Mackle, here they come in full force, in full It is going to be Press to just try and take him down, but on the other hand, doors open towards the entrance is going to be Scout to just try and use his ultimate, get the hell out of there, because he really needs to get himself out of this position that he's in. But I don't think so that TSG Apex is going to allow him to do so. It's going to be Team Mackle to spot out Team Scout and take him out of his misery.
The movement and the coordination from the members of the side of Team Mackle absolutely astounds me. The way that they're able to traverse through the map, the way that they're aware of a lot of the situations going on through. I thought that Scout, once again, they had the map control in their favor. They had the position, but as soon as the aggression kicked in, that one small mistake was costed heavily, and Team Mackle, they just pounced on that opportunity and just went in for that play. Beautifully done from their side. And at the same time, Raj, he is so smart as well. Understand that, hey, I used the jump pad to get up here. I need to destroy that so that no one else can use it to take this high ground away from us, because you do need to remember, the main game plan here is to get as much high ground as possible, because this is happening inside of the city, and when you're inside of the city, having that advantageous high ground in your side is just so crucial. But at the same time, Rigaltos, they have their own high ground in their arsenal, and whoever is able to hold onto their one for longer periods of time and get a lot of poke damage in the process are going to be the ones to win out in this engagement.
Actually, I just wanted to, spectate a lot of Team Regaltos as well, because Team Regaltos, they're the team that were kind of absent in match number 1, and I really wanted to see what sort of caliber that they have got as well in order to just, go ahead and rain hell onto all of these other streamers and all of these other players as well. So we definitely are going to be seeing a lot of Regaltos action, but for now though, on your screens is really Team Rebel who engage themselves in a fight of their own. Interestingly, Team Rebel are sort of struggling because the players on the other side are just using that tower to their advantage, and that tower, it is sort of going to be a little bit of a problem in the works of Team Rebel. Definitely a noob, a player who is, of course, as his name is, I don't think so he's a noob. Like, he's definitely not a noob.
Nope.
That should have been his name. Like, definitely not a noob. But at the same time, we all know what sort of a joke he's trying to make as well. Man, he's not a noob. What a confident play coming out from this man, and I'm pretty sure that he's just gonna bring in that heat moment as well once we are gonna be seeing the information getting relayed on towards Team Rebel. For now, Team Mackle, after taking that scout fight, they are still close towards the building, and they are trying to take fights of their own. Aren't they sandwiched from two sides aggressive? Am I watching this right? How the hell are they even alive?
At this point, yes, they are sandwiched, but at the same time, their position is just so strong that even if they get pushed, they're in the prime spot to shut everyone down now, especially because Mackle still has his ultimate in the arsenal, basically meaning that, hey, they can come in for a push, the sound cues are already going to be going on through, he pops that ultimate and just keeps on pressing his Q button. He does not let that go, because when they have that much information on their side, it's going to stop a lot of these pushes that could be coming on through. But at the same time, look at Team Mafia and that charged rifle in the hands of Steve. He's just mowing them down one by one, and this could just be working out in their favor. The shots are going to be going on in, the tracking is on point, but it's not really going to be getting a lot of damage. Cracks the armor, but that's pretty much it. Steve's not going to be able to find out much more than that, and with that, things are going to be slowing on down almost immediately. Both of these teams, they have the advantage, see the very least, because now Team Mafia, they're on the high ground. They know exactly what to expect, and they know how to push this engagement. But at the same time, Team Binks, they're not really giving much away, but they're in such an unfortunate position that they could just get mowed on down here, Assassin.
Yeah, they might just, right? And at the same time, the loadout that they're running as well, like assault rifle in one, shotguns on the other one. So it particularly, like, sort of favors them as well when it comes down to these late round engagements that they take, like the late zone engagements that they take as well, right? It definitely comes down to these close range fights that they take, and at the same time the Levi Auto, it just reigns supreme in that specific fight. So we might just see some interesting plays being made by the shotgun players as well. And yeah, some amazing grenade usage coming in from Gamiken. Like the way he's been using the thermite, the way he just used up the arc star as well, to just put that player inside of the building and not let him out of there. Like, he's just trying very hard to make that player push out of the building, but then he's just being so very careful, trying to keep himself alive. It's gonna be TSG Apex on YouTube, who's gonna try and spot out these players, using the glass as cover, and at the same time looking through the glass as well in order to gain some information. time is ticking off and the zone is approaching closer and closer. And I guess Team Mackle, they definitely are gonna feel the hurt right now because Mackle is no more alive in this specific match. And I guess the rest of the two players, they've got a lot to do, a lot of weight to pull.
Love the positions coming on down from the side of Team Mafia. And you can see it as well. They are having a field day when it comes down to controlling high ground. They have the bird's eye view of pretty much everything that is happening all over this entire map. But at the same time, Team Weasel, they have something to go up against it. A Kraber in the hands of ZE. And he should be able to go in for a lot of these different engagements. He should be the one to go in for a lot of these fights and get that first initial kickoff. Because if he's able to get that first initial kill down on the people holding on down from the side of high ground, things are just going to go so badly. But it feels as though all of the members on the side of Team Mafia, they opted for a drop down using the teleport coming on down from the side of the raid. And that's just going to be so crucial as well. Being able to drop one down. Being able to drop one down and then immediately being able to go on up. But they're still on a timer. They need to make sure they keep that timer in mind, because if that teleport just disappears when they opt to go in for a drop down, things could go horribly wrong really quickly.
Yeah, the timer is something that they need to be very, very careful about. You're absolutely right about that. At the same time, you're going to be seeing Neo getting taken down by Prudge, and Prudge is just having a fragathon right now. Look at him go. Just going to run around, find himself frag, using the Octane and his movement skills to perfection. You're going to be seeing Sneeze, who is making some really interesting moves, by the way. And once again, like, Team Mafia, not like match number 1 at all. They're looking a hell more confident, and the fights that they're taking inside of this Kiwi shield as well is just so perfect. But at the same time, the shield's going to be going down. We're going to be seeing the zone approaching, and it's going to be Sammy to find the frag on towards Flixie. Right now, they need to move and they need to make the hell out of there. But no, hold on a second. Mafia, is he stuck? Because he was stuck for a little bit towards that rock, but finally gets himself out of there. And with that, the final round is going to approach in about 50 seconds, guys. And it looks like that it's going to be down to 3 squads now. Team Mackle fighting it out. But at the same time, Team Sway, they have that positional advantage. They know where exactly Team Mackle's players are. And Juzo's going to be fighting the frag on towards Mafia. What the hell? What the hell is happening right now? Things are just going left, right, and center. And players are just finding themselves frags as well. So much is happening on the screen. And Gamikin, he just decides to go on towards the EVA 8 auto. Okay.
This is so crucial as well, but at the same time, look at the drop down coming on down from the side of PSG. He can easily go in for a kill. He wants to go in for those shots, but there's smoke coming on down through. That's just not going to be enough, but at the same time, Prudge, he's not going to be missing his shots. He's going to be hitting shots on the left. He's going to be hitting shots on the right, spots on the player. He wants to go in for that chase, but instead, it's going to be TSG being able to shut down the last player, trying to make a run for it. You have nowhere to run, and you have nowhere to hide from the side of Team Mackle, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful shots coming out from the map control in their favor. And even though they lost out on Mackle, the primary information for their team, they were able to hold on strong to every single position that they were trying to hold on to. And with that assassin, they were able to come out on top and take this in their favor. And honestly, they were rank 1 when it came down to the standings previously, and they're going to shoot up even higher when it comes down to the side of the points. The teams are going to need to step up massively if they want to try and take the lead away from the side of Team Mackle.
They definitely have to. I mean, Team Mackle, congratulations once again, by the way, for getting that specific match going on into your belt. But you know what? Team Mackle versus Team Sway, that fight was something entirely else. Like, Juzo, he tried so much, absolutely everything. He just fought his heart out right there against 2 teams. That is Mafia and Team Mackle. Like, Team Mafia, they instantly got taken down as well. But at the same time, Team Sway versus Team Mackle was the fight that we all wanted to see. Despite Mackle falling down, the rest of the 2 players, they pulled up their weights. And the way they won out that fight as well is just insane. And there's no words to explain that specific fight as well. It was just a bloodbath out there. The way TSG went ahead and fought out these players from Sada Team Sway up close and personal, taking all of these fights with the shotguns alongside the SMGs as well, is something that was the highlight of that specific match as well towards the end. Talking about highlights, let's quickly jump straight into them and see what exactly happened in match number 2, where Team Mackle, they took away the victory, but a lot of early engagements, as I did say, right? As I did expect them to be aggressive. What are your thoughts on that?
There were a lot more early game fights in this map in particular. In the last map, we didn't really see a lot of engagements happen. The teams were trying to take it down slow. They were trying to test the waters as much. But as soon as it came down to map number 2, it felt as though someone turned the ignition down on a car, and then that car was actually a race car. They hit the gas pedal, and the teams were just like, go, go, go. We are not gonna stop. We're gonna take every single fight. We're gonna make sure we get ourselves on the board. We want as many points as we possibly can. Not just the standings, but the kill points as well. Every single one of these teams fought tooth and nail for the position that they were trying to go for. And at the very end, it was the side of Team Mako being the more consistent one when it came down to positioning, taking the engagements in their side. And honestly speaking, this map in particular was absolutely intense. If this was just map number 2, Assassin, I'm wondering how a lot of these teams are going to be adapting for map number 3. Are we just going to be seeing a full-on brawl on one side of the map? I'm pretty sure that everyone's just going to drop City, and they're just going to be like, hey, let's all just duke it on out here. We don't care. Let's go in for a fight, and let's give everyone a death match to remember.
That's right. Some amazing plays being made by these streamers, right? Like, I can't even stress this enough. All of these players are just so goddamn good at the game. The way they take on these fights, it just goes to show how much time they have invested into the specific game, and the way they are, taking on these one-on-one duels as well. Such precision, right? Like, you would see them getting all of these vantage point, and you would just see them capitalizing on top of these vantage points as well. Like, there was a specific play that was made by Team Mafia, right, where they went ahead, opened up a teleporter towards the bottom of the cliff, and then the other side of the teleporter was over towards the top of the cliff. And they just made their way from the top of the cliff and the bottom of the cliff, like absolutely every single time whenever we saw them just go ahead and make that teleporter play as well. Like, they would just go down, take a fight, instantly make their way back to the top of the cliff as well, gain more information, and just play off of that information as well. So some powerful plays being made by some of the most famous streamers out there in the country as well. And I'm so glad to see these powerful plays as well. So powerful, just like the gaming notebooks powered by AMD Ryzen Radeon as well, which you can definitely check out using the link down in the description below, which will just redirect you to the Chroma website link, or you can just walk into any of the Chroma stores nearby and check out these offers. Get yourselves a gaming notebook powered by AMD Ryzen Radeon. Play like the professionals and emerge victorious as well throughout your gaming sessions. But yeah, once again, guys, I want to remind you that we have a giveaway going on as well. All you guys have to do is go ahead, be active in the chat, spam all of these keywords that are going to be put up by our moderators, and if you guys just go ahead and have a normal, healthy conversation as well, that is going to be more than enough for you to be eligible in order to take part in the giveaway and win some amazing Chroma coupons as well. That's right, 1,000 rupees Chroma coupons coming right up. So please be active in the chat and constantly have a look at what our moderators are instructing you to do as well. But with that, we come to an end of match number 2. Really looking forward to seeing what we are going to be expecting out of match number 3 as well. Because match number 2, right? It sort of went a lot quicker than match number 1 in my opinion, and all of these players were feeling a lot more confident in taking these fights because they knew each other's tendencies. Now match number 2 is going to be more and more information coming in to these players as well. So what sort of a change are you looking forward to in match number 3, Aggressive, and how do you think they are going to be faring against the airship path that they're going to get in match number 3?
I'm feeling as though things are just going to get a lot more different now. Primarily because of one very important thing. I feel as though they're going to change up the positions that they're trying to take initially in a lot of their engagements, because now that a lot of the other teams have understood that, hey, these teams like to land here, these teams like to land here, maybe if we can just change up our strategies and maybe go down straight towards them as they're landing, we can test our own mettle, take that first initial gunfight, and maybe possibly get that first initial kill down on the board. Because if you're able to take that first initial team down, that's going to help team morale massively for their side to try and go in for that first initial engagement. But I'm also expecting another thing. Things are maybe going to get a little bit more passive from some of the other teams, because at this stage, playing for the standings is just as important as playing for the kills, because Team Mako, they're going to be at the very top of pretty much everything. They're going to have a lot of points on the board. And if the other teams want to try and go in for that top spot, they need to try and rein themselves in, try and bring themselves back just a tiny little bit more in general, primarily because of one thing. Because now that their strategies have been read into, now that their tendencies have been read into, as you just stated before, things are just going to get a lot more difficult for their side.
Well, let's just take a quick look at the scoreboard as well and figure out who exactly is at the top right now. I mean, we all know who, but at the same time, really want to see the exact number that they are setting up as well on the first place. Team Battle, placement points 12, 17 kills, and a total of 29 points. My goodness, Team Mackel. How much more are you guys going to dish out, huh? Team Mafia sitting at the second spot. Team Mizo coming in third. Team Soy on the fourth spot. Team Soy actually, like the way they just climbed up the board as well, right? They were at like what, 12th or the 13th spot on the board, and they just immediately rose straight up to a rank of 4. And yeah, this is match 2 standings, by the way. So if you guys are wondering that what exactly is the standings table about, so this is match number 2. Previously, we had match number 1. We're going to be having match number 3 as well at the end of match number 3. So, of course, after each match, we're going to be having, individual standings. And then at the end of the day, we are going to be showing you a final standing as well. So don't worry, got you covered. But yeah, match number 2 standings, right? Team Scout, they're also going to be, making themselves towards the top 10 spot. Team Pile, despite having that win in the first match, we're not able to do much in match number 2 as they went out of the map at the very start. So Team Pile, they definitely are going to be a little bit sad about that, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure that Axbacks and Pile, alongside the other player as well, we're going to be seeing Breeze, of course. How can I forget his name? Breeze. All 3 of these amazing players are going to go ahead and make their way on towards the top 5 as well. But yeah, what do you think about the match number 2 standings, Aggressor? Any thoughts?
Match number 2 standings, like, it's not really a surprise. Team Mackel, they performed so well. They got so many kills as well. 17 kills. Assassin, 17 kills out of every single one of those players. And the second highest is on a 6. That's how dominant they were on map number 2. And if they're able to put the same level of form into map number 3, all the other teams, a lot of pain is waiting for them. But at the same time, you have to consider the tactics being used from the side of Team Mafia, that the way that they're able to control a lot of the different high grounds for their side, it really goes to show that they are such a dangerous team to go up against every single time. And with this, I'm really hoping that the other teams try and rein in on this level of tactics and try and shut down Team Mafia before they can get into a lot of these power positions. Map number 2 is a little bit more of a strategic understanding of how a lot of these teams are playing. And now that they have been broken on down and all of the cards are on the table, map number 3 is where the real adaptability plays are going to be going on through. Will the streamers be able to adapt and get that one up to get themselves on this scoreboard? Because if they're not able to do it on map number 3, Assassin, map number 4 and 5 could just be a lost cause.
Actually, yeah, that is something that all of these streamers have to keep in mind as well, right? We are already at the end of match number 2. Now, match number 3, moving on towards the third match of the day, is going to get more and more interesting because teams are going to start adapting and they're going to start evolving as well throughout. Right now, Team Millie, they definitely need to pull up because they haven't got themselves a point yet. Neither have they secured themselves a kill, nor they have got any placement points. So I'm pretty sure that Team Millie, they are going to get themselves a couple of points as well at the end of the day for sure. The rest of the other streamers as well, right? Zaref, Fatu, Akshu, Bings, Bloodline, all of them need to, pull up as well. Team Fatu, like I still remember, to be honest, match number 1, it could have gone into the favor of Team Fatu in my opinion. Like they had such good advantage, but it was just unfortunate because Team Mackel, they just came in hot and they went ahead and completely demolished the entire Team Fatu as well. So yeah, these are some of the things that streamers have to be, very, very careful about. And I guess they are definitely going to be very, very careful about that as well. They are going to try and put in more and more work, and they're going to try and analyze as to what exactly are the tendencies coming out from these teams, how exactly they like to make the rotations as well, how exactly, after each zone, these players tend to make a shift in terms of their resources as well, and the loadout that they carry. So talking about the loadout a little bit more, like aggressive, I actually did not spot a lot of sniper plays being made by these streamers. Are there any sniper changes in this specific meta?
Snipers are quite strong, but at the same time, it's really difficult to get a lot of value out of it when you consider the map of World's Edge. Because in this map in particular, having those spray weapons is just so much more deadly because you're taking a lot more of those long range engagements. Because with the sniper, yes, if you're very skilled with the longbow, then you can get a lot of value out of it. But at the same time, if you're not, you're gonna be in a lot of a sticky situation because you need to try and lead that bullet a lot more. It has a lot more drop, and you need to be a lot more careful in the way you use it. So a lot of these streamers understand it. They are not opting to use that, opting to go in for the R301 instead for that spray, for that easier control down at those longer regions. But moving on forward from that, let's go on down towards the current standings overall of map number 2 and map number 1 and map number 2 combined. Sorry, it's gonna be Team Mackle with 51 points. Assassin 51.
I mean, I'm not even surprised because Team Mackle, they've been putting up such a massive performance, right? 51 total points. They've secured themselves a match. Team Pile have got themselves a win as well. So Team Pile and Team Mackle, they're going to be fighting it out tooth and nail. Team Mafia, on the other hand, they're sitting at 24 points as well. And in my opinion, Team Mafia, Team Pile, Team Mackle, and Team Rebel, they're the ones who are actually, really coming very, very close when it comes to these late zone plays as well. And I guess Team Mizo, they've got themselves some amazing fraggers, so maybe we're just going to be seeing a little bit of a change coming in towards match number 3 and 4. But on the other hand, teams like Millie, Fatu, Sherlock, Regaltos, Bing, Zeref, Akshu, and Bloodline, they definitely need to pull up. Because right now they are struggling, and it is already match number 3. Now, after match number 3, we're going to be having 2 more maps. So, yeah, you guys know what to do, right? Just go ahead without any sorts of issues whatsoever. Just go ahead and take that fight in. Like, take it confidently, win it out, get some amazing loot in. Try and put that close range weapon in your loadout as well. Because I'm seeing all of these players as just taking these close range fights, and sometimes it's just struggling with the LMGs and the assault rifles. So maybe just try and always have that EVA 8 as a secondary. Because why not? I actually love it though, by the way.
EVA 8 is one of those weapons that will give you that massive little bit of an edge, but at the same time, I'm an old school boy assassin. You know that. You know I love my Peacekeeper. You know I love to one pump people in the face every single time. And it feels as though Juzo and of course Fraj, they understand where I'm coming from. Every single time I see a shotgun in their hands, it is a Peacekeeper assassin. You need to join the Peacekeeper squad instead of joining the EVA 8s.
Well, to be completely honest, I believe that they should just go ahead and rename the Peacekeeper because it doesn't keep any peace, guys. Trust me, it's not a Peacekeeper. Yeah, it's more of a chaos, and at the same time, it doesn't bring any peace to anyone. Like every single time I get wrecked by a Peacekeeper, I just instantly bang my table as well. So it doesn't bring any peace whatsoever. It's a very, very irritating gun for sure. But jokes aside, those are going to be the current standings, guys, and I guess things are going to look even better for Team Mackle if they go ahead and get themselves more and more frags on the board. Even if they, go ahead and get themselves another win, it's just going to shoot them up straight at the top, and it might just put them at a spot where they're just going to be untouchable, at least for today. Maybe tomorrow is going to be a lot more different, but at least for today, Team Mackle are looking a lot comfortable in that first spot for sure.
Honestly speaking, Team Mackle, they have a lot of advantages in their favor, but at the same time, they cannot let this massive point lead get to their heads because we know for a fact what happens when a team gets a little bit overzealous when it comes down to a lot of their point standings. If they're too much in the lead, they tend to make a lot more mistakes. And I'm hoping that Team Mackle, they understand that, yes, their aggressive plays can work out, but they need to be very calculative when they try and go in for a lot of space. And I love the fact that they're actually picking up Revenant as a legend because Revenant is one of those agents that doesn't really see a lot of play down in even pro play. Yes, a couple in rank here and there, but a lot of people don't really enjoy him as much. And the fact that they're actually picking up this character primarily because it enables them to go in for a lot more of those suicide dives a lot more proficiently. They don't really have to worry about anything because when you have that revenue open on your side, you don't really take a lot of you don't really take any damage from a certain point. You're gonna stay alive in that singular situation for a really long time, and then you can easily go in for a lot of your engagement. Revenant allows for much more of those aggressive playstyles, and I really like the fact that they're picking that up. And I'm really hoping that the other teams understand this as well. Pick up legends that enable your playstyle. For example, Team Mizo, they like to play it a little bit more slow. They like to play it from a little bit further back, moving down buildings, same as Kyle. maybe pick up that Watson. That Watson would be so good holding down a lot of these forward angles. If anyone wants to go in for a push, they need to invest in a lot of resources. Your own EMP can just completely shut down any form of grenades that could be coming on down through as well. That Watson pickup is just so crucial that I'm hoping that when it comes down to map number 3, a lot of the teams start picking her up, because the entire dynamic story of this map number 3 could change from that one legend being picked up here.
Actually, yeah, I agree to you on that. That might just be that change as well that has to come in from a lot of these players out there in the server. But once again, guys, I just want to remind you all who just tuned in, you guys are watching the AMD Ryzen Radeon Apex Legends Streamer Invitational, brought to you by Chroma as well. And in my opinion, a huge shout out to AMD Ryzen Radeon and Chroma for just bringing some of the most popular streamers out there in the country as well, bringing together and just allowing us to witness this epic Apex Legends tournament that has been put up by them as well. So once again, thanks a lot AMD Ryzen Radeon and Chroma for making this happen. But at the same time, aggressive. I got a lot of information coming in from you as well for match number 3. What I personally think so is that match number 3 is more of gonna be a test for all of these streamers who are currently lacking a little bit in terms of the flagging department, in terms of the wins as well. So maybe that is just gonna be that wake up call for them as well, to just go ahead and take a lot of fights early on. We did see that in match number 2, but at the same time, not that much as well. Not from the players that we were expecting from, by the way. Like we expected a lot of other teams to just go ahead and take that early engagements, but then it was teams like Team Mackel, Team Regaltos, Team Mafia to just take on those early engagements as well. So I really want to see Team Fatu, more of Team Bings, to just go ahead and take that fight early on as well. And I guess the match is ready, so why don't we quickly jump straight in towards match number 3, and let's see if these teams are going to be able to make it to the top or not in this. Aggressive.
Honestly speaking, with the match now going on through, Assassin, you're pumped, I'm pumped, and the players are pumped as well, because already you can see Melody opted to go in for a backflip from the sidelines. Try and add to that flavor, try and add to that fun as we move on down onto the side of World's Edge. One more map on the board, ladies and gentlemen. Map number 3 as we're going to be flying on down. And once again, it seems as though they're opting to go in for the exact same positions, but at the same time, Pal Gaming, they are straight in front of the side of Bloodline. They need to be very careful, because this first initial engagement down from the side of Pile Gaming and Bloodline could just end in a bloodbath if they're not careful. But things are just going to be slowing on down. Things are just going to be smart for all the other teams, because primarily there's not really a lot of engagements going on down from their side. But at the same time, look at Fatu. Fatu, he could just be going in for a fight almost instantly as soon as they jump out of the building.
Yeah, things are gonna start off in a good way, especially for the side of Team Fatu. Like, they are gonna take that fight as well, and I guess they heard me. They're gonna be seeing them trying to go ahead and take that fight early on in the game. But to be honest, that might just backfire at them as well, because they, at the start of the match, you really don't have the best of the loot out there. So in order to find that loot as well, you just need to scavenge a little bit as well. You just have to scatter around, and you just have to try and find yourself some assault rifles, some SMGs if you might find them as well, and just try and take these close range fights. So Strix, Stabby, and it's gonna be Suck the Boy from the side of Team Bings, and we're gonna be seeing Team Regaltos. Hypno, Perv, and Neo. Interesting, Team Regaltos. Did they have a little bit of a change in the players as well? I did not see Perv in the previous match, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing what they can do as well. I just got the information that, hey, Perv was there, so my bad. But yeah, Team Sway. Yeah, aggressive. Team Sway, right? They kind of are having a little bit of a tough time, because right now it's gonna be Sway to just take on that fight and lose a lot in terms of the shield as well. So yeah, right now, as I did sort of expect, teams are taking on these early fights, and I expected them to just loot a little bit more before taking on these fights, because the resources are gonna be a bit of a problem, and this is exactly what I was talking about, right? Yeah. Juzo is gonna be the new kill leader with 3 kills. What a swift
no!
Kills. And look at this, who exactly is getting pounced on? It's gonna be Stabby. It's gonna get stabbed by all of these players. Gonna be Begum to go ahead and take him down. Nicely done, Team Scout. This is gonna be the OG squad, right? The Octane, the Wraith, and the Bloodhound to try and find themselves that opening as well.
They're just fast and they're just lethal. That was a coffin dance and a half happening right there. And probably Sammy's like, oh no. Oh no, no. And then immediately 3 players just jumped in to take him on down out. And that's gonna hurt just a tiny little bit, but in the long run, still no harm, no foul. Unfortunate situation coming on down from him. And a good push coming on down from the side of Team Scout to get that first initial engagement, get that morale up, get those points on the board as much as they possibly can. But at the same time, they need to try and fight for standings as well. It is so crucial. Yes, you get 1 point for every single time you opt to go in for a kill, but at the same time, the standings are just worth so much more. So trying to fight for that is so crucial as well. So playing it safe, playing it systematically, and using your aggressiveness only when you need to is so crucial to try and get this win for their side. Because when you look at the current standings, you can already see Team Mako, they're in such a good spot. They're holding down the fort. They're trying to play it slow. They're trying to play it smart, understanding that, hey, we don't need to rush. If we just play for the standings instead of actually opting to go in for kills, we're still going to be happy. But at the same time, considering how Team Mako are, they're probably going to be going in for a couple of flashy plays this asset, which we can expect to be very beautiful as well. Oh no, never mind. Scout is going to be the one.
Yeah, someone just found himself a gold helmet as well. So he can just go ahead and take on that Tink if he wants to, without any issues whatsoever. He can just confidently take the fight as well. But at the same time, talking about fights, look at Begum. He's going to be loaded in with that R99 and he's just trying to spray down. But at the same time, Monster is going to assist him a little bit more. Look at the Arcstar coming in. There's going to be Scout just dropping that Arcstar. But ooh, looks like there's a lot of chaos going on. In fact, Monster is the only one running behind that specific player. And it makes sense as well because he's got his ultimate ready. The Beast of the Hunt is going to come in from the side of Fat Monster. And he knows where exactly these players are. He's just going to hunt all of them down. The game is just going to bleed out. And Pixie's going to be going down as well. What a play being made by Scout, and I guess they are looking a lot better in this specific match, Aggressive, don't you agree?
Yup, Scout, their aggression is just unrefined. They are going to hold their W key so hard that they're not going to be giving anything away. Mako being kept safe by the Revenant coming on through from the side of TSG. Very smart as well, understanding that, hey, maybe they just need to dip out. They did not play over aggressive because if Mako dies here in a very outlandish position, they're not going to be happy whatsoever because he needs to try and survive for as long as he possibly can. And this is really smart. Team Mako, they're like, hey, we got those first initial kills. We can dip back out. We can go down to the other side of the map and play for the zone instead because they have the zone control on their side and they know exactly where the zone is because they opted to try and play for the recon instead. Because you need to remember, ladies and gentlemen, there are a lot of towers spread across this entire map that you can use to find out the next possible position of that zone when you use it. And the fact that the side of Team Mako are understanding that, hey, we need to use this as much as possible. We need to set our strategic game plan before we go in for a lot of these fights are what you can expect from such high caliber players. And with this Team Bloodline, they're going to be the ones at the advantage though. They have the high ground and they have the weapons in their favor. The shots are going to be raining on in. Not really a lot of poke damage going on through, but a lot of resources being wasted though. So at the same time, who wins out on this poke battle? Will it be the side of Bloodline or will it be the side of the people on the other side of the building? Because it seems as though Bloodline, they're getting pinched from two sides.
Yeah. Team Bloodline, they confidently took that fight though, but then they failed to realize that there is always a team to just capitalize on between two teams taking a fight. So always this third team, right? This third party always comes in and tries to just take advantage of that. Oh, is that a door stuck situation right there? Not really sure what's up, but they're just trying to just hold on near the doors. And I guess they are strategizing a move right here, Aggressive. Don't you think so? Like maybe they're just trying to wait it out. They're trying to spot out these players through these glass openings in the door as well. And once they're going to spot someone out, this is going to emerge out and try and take the fight as well. It's going to be Paradox, who's out of Team Bloodline, by the way. Try and gain the information that he needs. He knows that the enemy team is on that specific building. Whereas from the side of Team Sway, they are going to try and take on the spot where Team Scout was earlier, getting that engagement as well. And I guess it's going to be Team Sway's Juzo take a hell lot of damage and just recharge his shield as well. Once he's going to get that recharge in, he's going to be seeing Gamicat. He's going to try and find himself a frag as well. He's going to take down Atsu, and Team Atsu, they haven't been looking that comfortable right at the bat since match number 1. haven't been looking great, and I guess match number 3 isn't going to be any different as Gamicat finds himself another one. Udejit going down, and Gamicat takes down Aksu and finishes him off as well. So with the revive coming in from Juzo, and I guess the final player can pretty much be finished off as well. Oh no! Oh no, look at the flank coming in from Sneeze as he finds out Gamicat, and maybe the Thermite is going to do a hell lot of damage.
They need to be careful because otherwise that third member is just gonna get flying on in, and it's gonna be Sneeze coming on in at the backup to finish everyone off. Sneeze beautifully done, understanding the situation and reading into it, saying like, hey, they just finished a fight. How do I go in for this engagement? I come in down from the sides. I wait for them to make that first initial mistake. I would wait for them to make that peek cabin. And as soon as I get that first initial frag, as soon as I break their armor, I make my push happen. I go straight in and I will not stop. The shots are going to be clean coming on down from the side of Sneeze to get that triple kill in his favor. Keep his team rolling when it comes down to those kills. And of course, their standings. And with 9 squads left on the map, things are just going to get a lot more tighter because the zone is still shrinking soon enough, ladies and gentlemen. 1 minute, 30 seconds left on the clock for the positions now to be revealed. And they need to be very careful because at the same time, Kyle, they have the positional advantage in their favor. And the fact that they have picked up the Revenant basically means that they're opting to play a lot more aggressively than they did before.
Yeah, the Revenant is that one character that can just go wreak havoc onto the other players in the server as well. He's just a very, very overpowered character out there, and I really feel like, you know, Revenant can do quite a lot of damage as well if used correctly, of course. And I actually don't doubt the skills and talents coming out from Pile Gaming. Definitely is going to go ahead and use the Revenant to its full potential. We're seeing Northern Breeze right now, who is going to be struggling a little bit more. He's just going to put in that shield, and that shield is placed in such a beautiful spot. Like, they can just fight out all of these players trying to rush down Pile Gaming and that squad. And look at this, who is coming in? It's going to be that player to just bomb rush his way from the stairs over towards the first floors. But at the same time, that is Axe back. Pile Gaming and Northern Breeze all staying at that exact same spot to just try and find themselves a kill as well. Northern Breeze is going to try and hold on. But I guess Pile Gaming, she's going to suggest another location to move into as well. Because if they just hold on to that specific building for more than, I don't know, a minute or something like that, then it's going to be trouble for them.
Oh,
and look at Mackle. Here comes the push. That's right, the Yeet meta that we were talking about. Going to be seeing the jump pad being used, and the Bloodhound's ability to just go ahead and seek out the players hiding behind the walls and in the building. There's going to be Mackle to just take on that fight, and we are going to be seeing the Wingman in action. R301 and Eva 8, they are going to go Skura, and I guess Praj is just going to throw in that Thermite as well in order to just push out these players inside of the first floors.
This positioning is just so good as well. The level of coordination and team play coming on out from the side of Mackle should be the thing that wins them out of a lot of this engagement. The fights have already gone through. 2 players have gone on down. There's not really a lot to work with. The players have pushed out already onto the side of the heaven angle. They're trying to pick themselves up. The fights are going in left. The fights are going in right. Mackle runs out of bullets, but still, it's got a Proj coming on in clutch at the very end to get that final kill down to the last member of their side. And it's already over. Mackle, he's able to survive, but at the same time, TSG, he didn't really get the same treatment. That's gonna hurt a lot. And at the same time, Pile Gaming, they had such beautiful positions on their side, but at the same time, you can't beat the aggression of the team play coming on down from the side of Team Mackle with just good positioning. You need to win out on your gunfights as well, and unfortunately, they didn't have the position on their side, and they were not ready for that engagement because it seems as though Mackle, they didn't really even give a warning. They just heated themselves forward with that jump pad. They took the fight and they were able to win it out in a matter of an instant.
Yeah, that was a really sweet move being made by them as well. Sweet as in smooth, of course. And yeah, I mean, it just goes on to show the proficiency coming out from these players as well, right? When it comes down to these duels that they take. But right now, Team Mafia, they're still up and running, and I guess they are going to be spotting out a couple of players as well while they're all trying to rotate and make their way into the zone. Most of them are definitely in the zone, and most of them are just trying to play on the edge as well. So yeah, they definitely are going to be hashtag living on the edge. But yeah, we are going to be seeing the ultimate, which is going to be used very, very soon coming in from Bloodline. His ultimate is ready actually, and he can just go ahead and pop it up as well. But maybe he's just going to be using it at the very end when he actually needs it the most. He actually needs to seek out all of these players who are trying to just gain more and more advantage. But ooh, Scout Scout and Gang are actually trying to just go ahead and get themselves some frags, but look at the teleporters is going to be used beautifully. It is going to be Bad Monster to just go ahead and eliminate the entire squad all by himself. What a play being made by Fat Monster. So we are going to be seeing Begum. He's going to be spotting another squad as well. Bloodline is going to be going down, and unfortunately he's not going to be able to use his ultimate right there.
Team Scout, they mean business on map number 3. I thought that the aggression was just going to slow down a little bit more, but Scout is like, nope, we ain't stopping the aggression. We're going to take it down to another level. And the fact that Fat Monster is just going in for such aggressive plays, you have to give it to this man that he is just feeling himself a little bit too much. But at the same time, Fatu's team is still alive, Assassin, and you're expecting them to try and win out in a lot of their different engagements as well. And it feels as though a lot of the teams have actually opted to go in for much more of these slower paced play styles in comparison to others, especially the side of Fatu, understanding that, hey, if we just play it slow, if we just play it smart, we don't really have to take a lot of these different engagements. We wait for our enemies to make a mistake, and then we can pounce on top of them. Really smart plays coming on down from their side, but at the same time, Team Mercy, they're doing pretty much the same thing. And at this stage, this could just be a Mexican standoff between these two teams. They're going to be able to spot each other out soon enough, and the kills could be going either way.
Mexican standoff indeed. Team Fatu trying to spot out some of the players as well, but at the same time, Team Scout with that advantage, right? They have just secured that entire building to themselves. Like, they cleared out the entire area, took down Team Bloodline, and I guess they are looking for more. They're definitely thirsty for some blood. They're gonna get it as well. We've seen Scout with the R301 and the flatline. An amazing loadout, don't you agree? Like, I personally love the flatline. In the right hands, it just is just a beast of a weapon. At the same time, R301 is a common choice among a lot of players out there. Right now, Fatu. As I said, at the start of the match, Team Fatu were actually struggling in terms of the loot, but then later on, they did do a lot of hunting, and they got themselves some purples on the board as well. Fatu is still running on the blues, by the way, but at the same time, he knows that he's going to be able to try and fight some kills as well, but whoa, running out into the open, tries his level best to just find some cover. He's going to ask Busworld to give him some cover as well, so he can safely get that revive in. And he can just get back onto his legs right now. Fatu has to, you know, make some adventurous moves out there. But at the same time, Eyes, Knees, and Gang, that is Team Mafia. They've got themselves under the bridge as well. And I guess they're just going to try and put on more and more pressure on towards Team Fatu. Try and take them down before moving on towards the objective.
This battle is on point. I really love the fact that they're able to do so much, but those charge rifles are just going to do so much damage coming on down from the side of Team Mafia. They have that advantage on their side when it comes down to the position as well, but moving on down to the other side of the map, it feels as though this is just like a back and forth fight going on through. They spot out the players, and pretty much this is the fight that we really want to see. It's going to be Scout and a squad going in for a play for themselves as well. They're waiting for the queue to come on back from the side of a Bloodhound because they don't want to go in for any sort of an aggressive play unless they have the sonar in their arsenal. They understand that, hey, no one is opting to go in for a push on us. All the members are going to be pulling on down from inside of the building. And look at these shots coming on down from the side of Fat Monster. R99 spray being controlled beautifully. He's feeling himself down on the map number 3. And honestly, Assassin, in my eyes, Scout and his team could just easily take this away.
Actually, I am getting that feeling as well. Like, Team Scout, they're looking also goddamn good in this specific match, and with their positional advantage, I just feel like, you know, they might just be able to run away with this. But at the same time, you know what concerns me? This beast of a man with the name of Raj. Like, Team Mackle, they're still alive, and they are smelling the entirety of Team Scout in and around that specific building, and they're actually in a position. If you see the radar on your right hand side of the screen, ladies and gentlemen, you guys are gonna see that Team Mackle are kind of sandwiched between two teams. So it is gonna be either Team Mackle to be walking away after winning off a fight, or is this gonna be Team Mackle to be going down? And right now, Team Scout, once again, gonna be spotting out these players behind the containers. Gonna be seeing the Bloodhound trying to use that specific ability of his in order to just seek out these players behind the containers as well. He's just gonna hold that angle. I don't think so. From behind the containers, they're gonna try and take any fight whatsoever. They just have to stay alive. Survival is the name of the game, and they just need to find themselves in positions where their enemies are not gonna expect them to be. Press right now is in a bit of a problem. He's got himself red shields and red armor. Damn, such an upgrade.
It has a lot of work with, but at the same time, Team Mercy, they're at the mercy of the hands of Team Mafia. The positional advantage is not in their favor. Mercy trying to go in for a couple of plays. herself, but at the same time, this is just gonna get even harder moving on down forward because you need to remember a lot of the resources have already been used up. They don't really have a lot to work with whatsoever, and Team Mafia, they're still holding the high ground. They are being fair, like they're not being aggressive whatsoever. They're playing it slow, they're playing it smart, understanding that hey, we don't need to opt to go in for this push. We have the zone in our favor. We can easily keep the hold in our arsenal, but at the same time, the positional advantage is still in the favor of the side of Team Mackle, and this is so smart. Every single time we see the side of Team Mackle, they're one step forward, always inside of the zone, always in these type of power positions that they can easily go in for the plays. And at the same time, look at Praj. He understands that hey, I don't need to go in too deep, I don't need to go in too hard just yet. But with this push now going on through all the members of the side of Team Mackle, they're making this push happen. They want to go in for that Revenant ultimate to try and keep themselves alive as they go in for a couple of these engagements. The shots are going to be raining on in. And before the side of TSG, he's wanting to go in for those shots, but he's not going to be able to find out much. Instead, it's going to be the side of Team Scout being able to take down one. They're going to be able to take down everyone. Team Mackle, they go on down, and it's going to be Team Scout being able to take them on down as well. Last four squads creating on the map. They know exactly where they are. The shots are going to be going in left. The shots are going to be going in right. Melody, she has nowhere to run, and he has nowhere to hide. Things are just going to get even harder. Assassin shots are going to be going on in. It's going to be power going on down to the hands of Marzebo. And with that, things just look dark down here on World's Edge already, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, the lights are definitely going to be going out for a lot of players out here really soon, because only 4 squads left, and I guess Team Fatu and Team Scout, they are the ones to hold some sort of an advantage out there. It is going to be Fatu to be just going ahead and using up the ability in order to seek out where exactly that player is, where exactly he's holding behind that pillar. It is going to be Karzemo to just try that try. But at the same time, Karzemo is going to be going down really soon. Oh no, Sneeze and Flixie, they just move in, and once again, I guess Sneeze is going to be making that very tactical move as he did in match number 2 as well in order to get himself that squad wipe of his own. Scout, on the other hand, with them incredible Wraith plays as he's got that vantage point to hold on to in this final round in 55 seconds. Might just be the decider on who exactly is going to be emerging out in match number 3. Scout once again dishing out so much damage. Bat Monster, Begum, and Scout. It's just Team Scout written all over this specific match, ladies and gentlemen. 2 squads left in total, and I guess it might just be Team Scout to be the champions of this specific match. And as I said, we did a little bit of that gutsy moment right there, where you know our guts were just like, it might just be Team Scout, and it is Team Scout. What a powerful play coming out from them, man. Give it up for Team Scout, ladies and gentlemen, as they are gonna go ahead and take match number 3.
Honestly speaking, this is what we had that gut feeling about, the level of aggression, the level of confidence coming on down from them. They were like, hey, we don't know, we don't care of what happened in map number 1, map number 2. We're going to show you exactly what we can do on map number 3 where it all counts. Because I was talking about this previously before we went down into map number 3, that map number 3 is where all the chips are down on the table. You know for a fact what your opponents like to do. You know for a fact your opponents like to hold. You can constantly change up your rotations, plan your strategies accordingly to those type of scenarios, and understanding that they changed up their game plans. They played for the high ground. They played for the aggression, and they understood that, hey, as soon as the going gets tough, as soon as a lot of utility has already been used and a lot of resources have already been invested onto one side, they can go in for a push. They can easily go in for those kills, and that's exactly what they did. And their biggest contender going up in this situation was the side of Team Mackle, and the fact that they were able to take them down and force them into an unadvantageous position gave them that win and gave them that edge that they needed to close everything out, take the number 1 spot in their favor, and take it all away. And Assassin, I know for a fact that you feel the same. Team Scout, they've stepped up massively, and they're going to shoot them in the standings.
They definitely are, man. Some incredibly fast plays being made by the side of Team Scout. And you know what's even more fast? It's the AMD Ryzen Radeon processors powering the gaming notebooks that you can find using the link down in the description below, of course. So please check out the gaming notebooks powered by the AMD Ryzen Radeon processors. Links in the description, as I said, which is going to be redirecting you to the Chroma website. You can just walk in personally to any of the Chroma stores nearby and check and avail these offers as well. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that, you know, Team Scout are going to be running 1 or 2 of those AMD Ryzen Radeon chips as well. Because, man, boy, they were fantastic. And we're going to be jumping straight into the highlights, by the way, checking out more of these swift plays that we are talking about. So, Aggressive, what do you have to say concluding match number 3? Like, we knew that Team Scout had it, but at the same time, at the start, it wasn't looking like that.
I honestly believe that the primary reason why Scout was able to go in for such a play like this at the very end was because of how aggressive they were. They were very aggressive to get as much information on the map as possible. And that's what really got them a lot of the wins down on this side as well. Honestly speaking, every single time we saw the side of Scout, they were always in a fight, always trying to get a lot of information, always trying to fight for those advantageous spots before their opponents could just settle themselves down, get a couple of picks for themselves, and get that first initial poke battle in their favor. And the fact that they were not letting their opponents call the shots, and the fact that they were the ones going in for a lot of these plays, really did work out in their favor. And for the other teams, they were just a little bit more slower when it came down to that. They were trying to fester in their own positions, and that's what really hurt them down in the long run. And the fact that Team Scout were able to capitalize on those small mistakes really just goes to show that, hey, this is why this is a best of 5. This is why that whenever we consider all of these teams going up head-to-head over and over again, you need to change up your strategies. Going in for the same strats over and over and over again will cause a massive downfall. And that's exactly what happened here. Holding down the building, yes, very powerful. But at the same time, if you're not going to be ready for a massive aggressive push that could be coming on through as well, things would go horribly wrong in a matter of seconds.
That's right, and you kind of saw that happening as well, right, in this specific match. And things, they did go wrong for a lot of streamers out there, especially Bloodline. Like, you would see Bloodline had such a good positioning out there, but at the same time, it was just the sheer individual brilliance coming out from the side of Team Scout. And I absolutely love this play coming out from Mackle, by the way. Like, on top of the Revenant's ultimate, they tried to just push on towards the players that were trying to take them down. And I really love the boldness coming out from the side of TSG Apex, but it's just a little bit too much, where they had to secure that specific ultimate and not let it die, because at the same time, TSG Apex was not able to do much. Scout, they just wrapped around the entirety of Team Mackle. And as I said before this specific play was being made, right, I did mention the fact that, it's going to be either Team Mackle to just go ahead and pull it out of that specific sandwich position that they win, or otherwise this is going to be Team Scout to just eat them alive. And the latter was the correct option, by the way, where Team Scout just ate them alive, and Team Scout just ate everyone alive in that specific match out there. So congratulations, Team Scout, once again for winning off that specific match and putting on massive numbers on the scoreboard, which are going to be coming up really, really soon. So stick around for that as well. But guys, I really want you to go ahead and participate in the giveaway. You can do so by staying active in the chat, looking out for all of the activities, which are going to be called out by our moderators. So please do the necessary, and you guys can stand a chance to win out 1,000 rupees Chroma coupons as well. The giveaway winners are going to be rolled again and again and again, so don't worry if you guys were not able to win it once. There are going to be multiple giveaways happening throughout the specific stream. And also, while you're down there in the description, you guys can find a link which will redirect you to the Chroma website. So please check out all the gaming notebooks that are powered by the incredibly fast and powerful AMD Ryzen Radeon processors. And just like all of these amazing streamers that are playing right now in the server, right, you guys can be one of them as well if you just go ahead and pick up one of these Ryzen Radeon powered processors by AMD. And also, I really wanted to point this out. Moving on towards match number 4, right, I'm expecting the other streamers like Millie, Fatu, Binks to go ahead and step up their game even further. Like, I know for a fact that they are having a difficult time right now, but at the same time, I know what sort of a caliber they possess. Like, again, Team Fatu, we did see them being a little bit more comfortable while trying to make that late zone rotations. But again, they just got a little bit of a difficult situation of their own when they were just trying to make that flashy play between two canyons. So you remember Fatu just trying to cross over towards the other side, and then he just got taken down. So these are the small mistakes that they need to work on as well, in my opinion, to just go ahead and get themselves that victory, that big W on the table. Talking about the table, by the way, match number 3 standings are up in front of your screens, and aggressive. I guess you might be a lot interested and excited to see Team Scout up there.
Yeah, honestly speaking, I was really hoping that Team Scout, they bring their A game down on the map number 2, that the fact that they were not able to do so as comfortably really did hurt them down in the long run. But at the same time, they showed up massively down on map number 3. 17 kills and 29 points on the board. They went on a field day. All of the players that were just rushing in, going for fights, going for engagements, and bringing their best possible engagements down to the table. But now moving on down forward, I really would like to talk about the side of Team Mafia as well. They are very consistent. I'm very sure, Assassin, that you have seen as well. In map number 2, they were consistently going on down onto the top 5. And in map number 3 as well, they were the second team to be placed on this standing. So maybe, possibly, we could just be seeing Team Mafia take the first spot on map number 4, because if they're able to keep this level of consistency and if they're able to improve upon it, they should be the ones to take it in general. But moving on down forward, one more thing we can actually consider is the overall scoreboard as well, because now Team Mackle, they're still leading the board with 61 points, but the gap is not as big. It's only a 20-point gap. And if any of these teams are targeting the side of Team Mackle, they need to start targeting them now. Understand which positions that they like to play, which places that they like to drop on. And if they're able to shut them down early enough, a lot of the other teams down here on the list will be able to shoot up even higher, take that number 1 spot, and overtake Team Mackle, because Team Scout and Team Mafia, they've showed consistency, they have showed adaptability, and now this is the place where they need to stand up, make their play happen, and take that number 1 spot.
So with the overall standings in front of your screens as well, you guys are going to be able to see Team Scout. They have already made their way in towards the top 3 spot, and I guess they're going to be a little bit of a spanner in the works of Team Mackle and Team Mafia. Team Mafia, despite having no wins, right, they're sitting at the 2nd spot because of that individual brilliant plays being made by them. Like, all of these players from the side of Team Mafia are just getting so many kills, so much damage being dished out as well on the server left, right, and center. So Team Mafia, if they just get one more win out there, they might just be able to overtake Team Mackle, in my opinion. And Team Mackle, I am expecting them to, try and stay at the top of the table at the end of the day as well. That is exactly what their goal is going to be, because they've already put themselves up so high in the table that they are going to consistently try and bring in these skills on the board as well. Even if they're not going to be able to get the win, at least they're going to try and get more and more amount of kills coming in from their side as well, so that they can at least just stay at the top of the table at the end of the day. And that is going to be the sort of goal for them as well at the end of this specific day. Moving on towards match number 4 now, right? I'm expecting more stuff coming out from ZF, Aksu, and Binks. They're sitting at the 14, 15, and 16 spot, and they need to step up massively. Like, they have secured themselves points in terms of their kills, of course, but then they need to put up the wins as well. And once they're going to be getting that, going to be seeing them rising above in the entire standings as well. But overall, who is that one player, or who is that streamer that is standing out for you for now, Aggressive?
In my eyes, the best streamer as of right now that is standing out the most has to be Scout. Yes, in a way, Mackle is doing a lot, but the way that Scout's team is just able to go in for a lot of these aggressive plays really just goes to show how confident he is in his own aim and in his own team. The way Fat is able to go in for a lot of his own aggressive plays, understanding that, hey, no matter what happens, I'm always going to have a teammate behind me to go in for, at the bare minimum of a trade, even if I die out almost instantly. He just jumps on in, uses his ultimate, pops pretty much everything that he has, throws the kitchen sink pretty much at their enemies, and then he's like, boys, I did the damage, I did my job, now you are the people who need to take the engagements and try and finish everyone off. And that's exactly what the side of Team Scout is doing, and the fact that they're able to do it, it's really smart as well, because now we're going to be heading into map number 4. And with this Assassin, I'm very excited to see how a lot of these teams are going to be fading off against one another. And at the same time, as you just stated, for the side of Team Binks, they need to step up greatly as well, because if they're able to possibly take at the bare minimum of maybe 10 kills and maybe take that first position, they're going to be the ones shooting on up very high when it comes down to the percentages.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, jumping straight in towards match number 4, we are going to be seeing all of these teams and players trying to move in and around at the epicenter, and I guess it is going to be, once again, Team Scout just try and moving over towards the countdown area. Over towards Skyhook is going to be, I guess, not really sure, I guess it's going to be Pile Gaming? No, not Pile Gaming, for sure. On the other hand, going to be seeing Team Mackle trying to drop in somewhere close over towards the epicenter as well. So, overall, the drop, it kind of looks really good for a lot of teams out there. And wow, that was quick. Definitely a loop. Only going to be finding himself a flatline as he has started taking the engagement on towards the players coming in from the other side. He asking for a revive as well. Rebel is going to be going down. So, little team Rebel, they have lost out a player as well. Aksu with nothing but an RE45 is going to be finding himself a double as well. He's looking to take down Rebel. He does. He finishes off Rebel, but the bow, it comes out, and it looks like that we are going to be seeing Udayjit fighting the frag on towards Nexus Ugly. Definitely a noob. The final player standing, I guess, from the side of Team Rebel, whereas Aksu is only him to stand out with the Mozambique. The Mozambique. Wow.
Ooh,
I never expected him to just go ahead and use up that Mozambique as well. I guess he ran out of bullets with the RE45. And the bow, obviously not going to be useful in that specific fight. I guess that is going to be a game over for the side of Aksu as well.
That is such an incredible play coming on from definitely a noob, but at the same time, look at the other people on the other side of the map. It's going to be the side of Pile Gaming coming in clutch for their side as well, keeping things going for their end, to say the very least. And with that, we're going to be able to stabilize, keep things rolling down for their side as we do move on down forward, because you do need to remember that, hey, Team Banks, they have a very rough start at the very beginning stages, and it's going to be the first initial kill. They don't really have the guns, and they don't really have a lot of position to work with as well. It's not really working out in their favor. The push is already going to be happening. The shots are kind of raining on Instabi, going in for a couple with that wingman. Maybe he's able to find something. This could just work out in their favor, but at the same time, the shots are just being missed, and it's just not going to be enough. The shotgun not in their favor, and Team Banks once again, very unfortunate, dying on out almost instantly as soon as they dropped, and that is why it's so crucial to go on down towards the other side of the map sometimes, but at the same time, very unfortunate situation coming out from them. They didn't really have the guns to go in for that engagement. That's what's really hurt them down in the long run. Good plays coming on down from their opposition to capitalize on that. Well played aggression and good position coming out from them to find that first initial kill. But at the same time, Assassin, we're talking about one team, but it feels so all over the map. The fights are just going in left and the fights are just going in right. The squads are just getting wiped faster than we can even commentate them.
Yeah, just like the AMD Ryzen Radeon Pro processors
My
as well.
God,
Right?
these segues.
Yeah, like they're incredibly fast. You guys should check them out. They power some of the most powerful gaming laptops out there as well. Links down in the description below. But you know what? I actually want to see more and more coming out from these players, especially in terms of the close range engagements. And we have seen a lot of it already, by the way. And like, it's just shotguns and the pistols going ham against each other. And I want to see more of it. Like, you know, I absolutely love the shotgun plays coming out from a lot of professionals out there in the country, and not only in the country, outside the country as well. Like, you would see a lot of players just going ahead, using out the Peacekeeper, the EVA 8 in such a way you couldn't even imagine. I want to see more of that. Like, yeah, a lot of flatline has already been done. A lot of flatline, a lot of RE45 as well. Everything has been done. But yeah, let's focus a little bit more on the shotgun. What say, huh, streamers? You guys can definitely show us that, huh? Right now it's gonna be R99 Wingman combo running in from Melody. Gonna get himself some more loot, some more ammo, so that you know he doesn't run out of any, because both the weapons that he has are just fully automatic weapons that just drain out ammo faster than the energy that you might have against all of these players as well. So yeah, you guys should be very, very careful when you're trying to just go in for that crazy spray on these fully automatic SMGs and the pistols as well.
When you consider the positions of all of the players, they're not really close to one another whatsoever. So things are just going to be slowing on down a lot. So me and Assassin can kind of talk a little bit more about what we can expect coming out from them, as they're all just putting on up, understanding their positioning and waiting for the next zone to come on down through. So, Assassin, I'm going to pass you this question. A lot of the fights happened early game, and now that the teams have taken a little bit of time to understand the map and understand a lot of their opposition's positioning and, of course, their rotations, what can we expect to come out from the side of, let's say, Part 2 and, of course, the side of Team Mako? Because positioning-wise, they're always in the right spots to go in for a lot of the engagements, but at the same time, they need to try and get that first initial kill off onto the players of the side of Team Mafia, because in my eyes, Team Mafia, they are a massive thorn in the sides to a lot of these teams, because the way that they're able to use high ground is very scary.
Yeah, like, see, Team Fatu, once again, despite having that advantage, they are some way or the other always crippled, right? Like, sometimes they have amazing position, but then they don't have the weapons to just make use of that position. Just the position that they're in right now. Like, they have got themselves some wingmans, they've got themselves some secondary pistols along with the shotgun as well, which definitely can't make use of this position that they have on top of the building. So some way or the other, they're always crippled, and it feels bad, but at the same time, Team Fatu, they always manage to, pull themselves throughout these difficult times as well. And I want them to keep searching for more and more loot, more and more long-range weapons, so that they can make use of the specific advantageous position that they have as well. Team Rebel, on the other hand, gonna be seeing them as well, spotting out a player, trying to take that zipline, and oh, look at this. HSC definitely a noob trying to find a specific player.
Oh no!
It's gonna do a lot of damage, but nah, nothing much. It's just gonna be him to do a bit of damage, but then there's absolutely no confirmation coming in from that. Oh no! Hold on a second. We're gonna be seeing Nexus Abi, who's like, you know what? I'm just gonna fly. Yep, I'm just gonna fly over towards the zipline. I'm just gonna take it. I'm gonna try and hunt down those players as well. Oh, the entirety of Team Rebel, they're feeling adventurous. They're gonna move out of the zone, and they are just gonna take that zipline as well in order to make their way to just find out the players that they just made their way inside of the zone as well. It's going to be Team Scout that we're going to be spectating right in front of our screens right now, as 13 squads are left out. Team Scout over towards the sorting factory. I just find some high tier loot over there, and there comes another use of the jump pad in order to get on top of the building, scout out the area, and maybe find where exactly Team Bloodline has stationed themselves.
Positional wise, once again, things are just going to be slowing on down as the circle is still closing on it. Things are going to be going in a lot more slow, but at the same time, we already saw what the other side was trying to do, and now with things being a lot more faster than they were previously, Team Bloodline, they're in a very good spot, but they need to make their way down into a building, and they need to take immediate control of it before anything happens, or they have to go in for fast rotation and fight for the zone instead, because they're saying here, yes, it can really work out in their favor, but at the same time, it could be super dangerous as well. Smart Client coming on down from the side of Team Melee, holding the edge of the circle pretty much onto the other side of the map, basically understanding that, hey, even if the zone does come on through, we're still going to be safe. We don't need to move anywhere, and the enemy team needs to start moving into us. Positionally, they are in a beautiful spot, but at the same time, it feels as though there were so many skirmishes at the very beginning, Assassin. Now, things are just completely dry. The teams, they're on completely different sides of the map, and they have no idea where the other opposition is at.
That's true. Look at Fat Monster, man. He's running the goals, and I guess this guy definitely wouldn't have any issues taking any sort of engagements. Yeah, the golden boy. Man with the golden touch. Definitely is, by the way. Like, he single-handedly has, dragged his team out of such difficult situations and has always emerged victorious when it comes down to taking these engagements. That is one guy who has always found himself in positions where, his enemies would expect him to be.
Completely agree with you. And with that, things are just going to be a little bit more faster with these teams are just trying to isolate each other. They're trying to find those first initial players. They're trying to find the first initial piece that they possibly can, and it's going to be the side of Team Mackle spotting out the players the side of construction, and this could just end badly for all the members of the side of Team Mackle because they don't have the position to work with this. They need to make a fast rotation down towards the other side of the map, maybe try and take an advantageous angle before they try to start pushing the players near the angle of construction, because construction is one of those places you cannot give up, especially when it's down onto the middle of the circle. And this is just going to be such a crucial fight, Assassin, because this part of the map is where the real fun is about to start. This is why I love World's Edge in particular, only for this part of the map, because here is where the real gamers are about to come on out. Who has a better control of the entire map? Who has a better spray control? Who has a better game sense to take a lot of these long-range engagements properly? Because now it's going to be Team Sway with the advantage because they have the high ground and they're not going to be leaving it for even a second.
And I guess holding on to that specific angle as well is going to be, a wise decision coming out from Team Sway as well. But then this is going to be rushed down by this enemy team trying to take advantage on top of that building, by the way, whereas Sway is just inside of the building. So maybe Team Sway is going to try and, scale up over towards the top and maybe find themselves a frag or two. Team Mizo also stuck in that exact same spot, whereas Team Bloodline taking a fight of their own. Paradox is going to be taking a lot of damage, and I guess Paradox is going to run out of the shields as well. Paradox, what happened? He's not getting any sorts of cover whatsoever, and finally, we're seeing that Wraith play coming out from Paradox, where he can just quickly make his way into cover. Northern Breeze. It's gonna take down one of the players as well, whereas TSG Apex finds a frag on towards Axbax. And Axbax, I guess, is a Team Pile Gaming, correct? So yeah, Team Pile Gaming, they definitely gonna get hurt by the loss of Axbax right there.
Quite a lot in the long run, but at the same time, positions have finally been revealed and the players are starting to fight already. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, things are just gonna be a little bit more spicier and a little bit more interesting as well. The fire is gonna be raining on it now from the side of Valkyrie. Definitely a noob. Knows for a fact where all of the players are, and they're shutting them down before they can even get down into the zone. Beautiful positioning from the side of Team Rebel. Understanding that, hey, we need to play the zone pretty much. We don't need to go in too deep, but at the same time, I don't think they heard my words. They're going on the completely other side of the map. They want to take this fight. They want to get these kills, and they are ready, and they are gunning for these points. They understand that, hey, we need to get these points. There is no way we can give this one up, because if we do give it up, things could just go horribly wrong on our side. Rebel spots out all of the players. They're making their way down from the left-hand side. They need to make that play happen, but at the same time, Rigalto's on the other side of the map. They have the spawn advantage in their favor. They have the high ground on their side, and will the shots be raining on in properly is the real question, Sass.
And I guess the question is going to be answered really, really soon, because we are going to be seeing that push being made as well from the side of Team Rebel. Rigaltos, on the other hand, have already found themselves a couple of enemies just running in and around of that specific area. Parv is going to get the information that, hey, a couple of players on top of that building. You better be careful. It is Team Scout, if I'm not wrong, and yeah, it is definitely Team Scout to be on top of that building as well, raining in hell from above. And they're also just taking down all of these players while they're trying to just rotate and make their way inside of the zone. Scout is going to be holding on towards the west corner, if I'm not wrong. And on the side of Team Fatu in front of your screens, they're also going to try and play at the edge of the zone. For Zemo, they try and use up that specific position in order to coordinate alongside Buzzworld and try and just maneuver his way over towards the building. So a couple of interesting plays being made by the side of Team Fatu, but at the same time, right, we are seeing Team Mackle once again out there in the open. They're looking for blood and they're thirsty for that.
This is just so interesting from the side of Team Mackle. Just look at the positioning from the side of Proj. He has the prime spawn right behind the rock. He's gonna be able to spot out two players, stag them down just a little bit, get that poke damage that he needs for his team. But at the same time, the positioning is still so prime from their end. They're able to control all of these engagements. The positioning is still in their favor. Proj, he can just peek it left, he can just peek it right. He doesn't have to worry about anything. And people around the low ground instead need to be ready for a lot of these fights. Revenant, their signature ability does go on through, trying to get a little bit of information and possibly scare off their opponents. But at the same time, Bloodline, they're in the same spot that the side of Team Pile were before previously. And if they're not careful, Team Mackle can instantly just jump down on top of them and take them out in a matter of seconds if they're not careful. But this is a smart plan. Understanding that, hey, we need to get out of this building almost immediately because we're at the disadvantaged position. Understanding this, immediately it's going to be Paradox opting going for a play for himself, spots out two players, but with the cavalry coming on through, the shots need to be hit. And if the shots don't hit properly, things are just going to go down horribly wrong. Instead, it's going to be Proj going on down from the back end. Bloodline, they should be able to take the skill against the side of Team Mackle if they're able to fight it. This will be so crucial as well, but the shots are going to be going on in from the side of the shotgun, and this is more than enough to get that kill down on the one. Mackle's gonna be able to shut down this fellow Bloodhound player, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, Team Mackle, they're still gonna be in the game, and they're still gonna be able to go in for a fight. But the real question is, will they be able to get out of the zone in time? Because I don't think so. That's gonna be happening. Instead, it's gonna be Mercy going, taking on down almost instantly. Power cannot survive for long, and that's just not gonna be working out in their favor. Instead, it's gonna be Regaltos being able to survive, get those kills out on the back end. The fight is still ongoing. Regaltos straight in front of it. It's gonna be one more team. The Arcstars goes on through. The shots are gonna be raining on in. Instead, it's gonna be Team Sway being that third party coming on in to clutch everything out and to finish off all of these kills. And with that, this angle is not a place you can come back on. Team Sway, they have that under lockdown. And of course, they have that backup plan. They can instantly go back to that building, be at that safe spot after they're done looting. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, Team Sway, they played that engagement beautifully.
I know, right? And once again, it's like patience is the name of the game for Team Sway as well. They knew And as long as both of these teams are fighting each other, they're dishing out damage, all we have to do is just come and clean up the mess. And that's exactly what they did. They went in ahead, they cleaned it all up, took the loot, and they've got themselves an open teleporter which they can just use and get the hell out of there whenever they want. Amazing mind games being played by Team Sway, and hats off to Juzo as well for making that interesting play as well. But right now, we're just going to be seeing that Arcstar. It's going to be hitting Pixels out, and I guess Pixels is going to get slowed down with that specific Arcstar coming in. So it's going to take some damage as well. And I guess it is going to be Pixels to just use up that signature ability in order to make his way out of the open position that he was in and try to find some cover. We're seeing Busworld, who's going to ping a lot of enemies, and I guess he's going to relay in the information to the team. And hey, just found out a couple of players are trying to close in on our position, so why don't we go ahead and take the fight? Or maybe we can just, you know, get the hell out of here. We don't really have to take the engagement because they haven't spotted me out. I spotted them out. So maybe it's just all down to the trigger discipline as well, just like Team Sway.
This is really smart as well, coming on down from the side of Team Sway. And they understand that, hey, we don't need to opt to go in for the pushes unless we know for a fact we can win out on the engagement. And understanding that, hey, a couple of players have to be coming on down from that funnel because that's the only way to get inside of the zone without giving up an advantageous position. But look at Team Rebel. The shots are just so good from the side of definitely a noob. He's able to clean up so much value. The Shiva 8 shots are going on in, but it's not going to be enough. They're actually going to be dying on out in that situation. Rebel, they're going to be able to shut everyone down, but at the very end, they're able to pick up their buddy Nexus. The backup does go on through, but the fact is, the tracking from the side of definitely a noob. Honestly, Assassin, did you see that?
I saw that, man, and I'm as surprised as you are. Like, it is just insane coming out from that specific player, but at the same time, you know what, Buzzworld, well, he definitely is gonna be in a world of hurt and pain because he's just gonna be, you know, pushed in on towards by Team Scout, and Team Scout once again. They're making use of this aggression so very well. Like they're running that OG. They're running that OG squad as well that we were talking about, and the specific aggressive rush meta coming out from the side of Team Scout is working out in their favor. I'm gonna be seeing the Thermites getting popped in as well by definitely a noob, and I guess Team Rebel this time around though are gonna be giving a tough fight. They have got themselves an amazing position. Look at that, man. They're just holding on to that angle, and I guess with all of these players struggling to just hold on to these angles behind the walls, we're going to be seeing a barrage of nades falling down in that exact same spot. There's going to be Rebel to struggle a little bit more, and he's just going to try and find that zipline so that he can make his way up. Yeah, definitely going to be using up that zipline. There you go. He's going to ride it, and he's going to make his way on top as well. Right now, with 4 squads left, it looks like that the final zone might just move it anytime soon. 15 seconds, correct? And it definitely is going to come down to the specific lava zone as well. I really want to see what exactly is going to happen. Our Team Scout going to be able to do anything? Team Scout, did they just drop in a jump pad? They did, right?
Yep. This jump pad will be so crucial because they know for a fact that they need to make this rotation, because if the fact is, look down on the top end, they don't really have a lot of time to work with. They need to get themselves out of this sticky situation. The shots are going to be raining on in, and Team Scout, they are ready for it. The engagements are going to be going on through the first initial Arcstar, straight through the body. That's going to be a good hit coming on down onto the side of Rebel, being able to take him on out. And with that, the position has already been primed. The shields are going to be going on through. They need to heal on back up almost immediately before they go in for this engagement. The sonar does go on through from the side of the Bloodhound, and with that, Rebel already goes on down. It's going to be a 3 versus 2 situation going on down onto this side of the map. Where will the side of Rebel go is the real question. Does opt to use the jump pad to try and get themselves out of this sticky situation. The reveal does go on through. The shots are going to be raining on in. Tracking is going to be on point, and I'm pretty sure that the Octane is super hurt as of right now. It is going to be being able to take down Nexus. One last member remaining, the last hope for the side of Team Rebel, ladies and gentlemen. Will he be able to clutch this one out is the real question, but I don't think Scout is going to be giving them anything. He is red. He has no more armor. He cannot go in for a heal. There's not really a lot of time. He knows for a fact he's looking for blood. He also going for that play, goes in for that headshot. He's going to be able to find out one, takes out the side of Team Rebel, and the shots are just raining on in, and it's going to be Team Scout once again, ladies and gentlemen, being able to clean it all up and take it all away. The aggression is king, ladies and gentlemen, and it's going to be the side of Team Scout showing us exactly why they deserve the champion position, and they are your Apex Predators.
Oh my, what did I just witness? Once again, Team Scout. Well, Would you guys just stop it already? My god, Scout, so powerful out there. Just like the AMD Ryzen Radeon processors out there in these gaming notebooks. But to be completely honest, Scout, that specific one-on-one duel that he took, right, against Team Rebel, like, I know aggressive. I know you are. I know you are tired of seeing this, but you know what? Team Rebel, despite having all the advantage in the world, they were not able to do anything. And I'm just awestruck at this moment to see Team Scout just being so goddamn aggressive and these high octane plays coming in from the side of Bacon with the octane. Yeah, pun intended. But yeah, like what a play, yaar. Just give it up to Scout and team, ladies and gentlemen, as they are gonna take it all away once again. My god, 2 wins already. That's gonna shoot them up to the top spot as well, if I'm not wrong. Team Mackel, you guys gotta wake up. You guys, your spot is just going away to the side of Team Scout, and I guess all of the Scout fans and all of the Scout lovers out there as well in the chat, they're just gonna go crazy. And I myself, I'm just going crazy as well. To be honest, I can't wait to jump into the match highlights and see exactly what happened, because match number 4 was a tale of epic utility usage. Don't you agree, Aggressive?
I completely agree with you. All of these jump pads coming on through. You just gotta give it to this man that, like, the way he sets his team up and also he sets himself up is just so clean and just so beautiful. But at the same time, you have to give a lot of admirable effort down towards the side of Rebel, because the way that they were able to control, just look at this clip coming on down from the side of definitely a noob on the match highlights. Down in an impossible 1 versus 3 situation, he was able to get those first 3 initial kills to keep his team in the game almost immediately. And you can already see that all of these teams down on the map number 3, they meant business. They understood exactly what they do. They adapted their strategies to bring on their A game down here on this map in particular. Very unfortunate for a couple of the other teams who died on out very early, but that's just another chance for them to adapt and come back even stronger on map number 5, because that's their last chance to shoot themselves back up in the standings. And the last chance as well for the side of Team Backham to try and reclaim their number 1 spot, because Assassin, the amount of kills that the side of Scout or Team Scout had is absolutely astounding. The level of aggression coming out from them was absolutely beautiful as well. They were just taking fights left. They were just taking fights right. They were not fighting for the placements. They were fighting for the kill points instead. That's why they're shooting up in the rankings so quickly, Assassin, and I'm excited and I'm pumped for what's going to happen in map number 5. If it's anything like map number 4, we're in for a treat to cast, that's for sure.
Well, to be honest, right, we can't deny the fact that all of these players, they're just evolving themselves after each and every match. Like, you never saw this amount of utility usage coming in from match number 1 and 2 and 3. But then match number 4, it was just a barrage of utilities and abilities coming left, right, and center. And I can't even wait to see what we're gonna witness in match number 5, because it's gonna be sort of like, you know, a combination of both. Like, we're gonna be seeing a lot of utilities and we're gonna be seeing a lot of kills coming in as well from all of these teams. And if Scout goes ahead and gets match number 5 as well, I'm just gonna sign out, man. I'm just gonna sign out right away. Yeah. I'm just gonna run away because I can't see this. This decimation coming out from Team Scout. It's just so beautiful. It's like, it's satisfying, but at the same time, it's kind of sad to see this, because despite having all the advantages, right, Team Rebel, they were not able to close it out. Like, they used so many grenades out there in that specific position to just try and drive out these players from their hiding holes. Like, they went ahead, dropped in so many thermites, so many arc stars. It's just grenades raining down upon the enemies, but at the same time, at the very end, it was just the Octane and Bloodhound to go ham. And then the Bloodhound can't even say anything about him. He was running the goals, man. It was the golden guy right there. And there you go, the champions screen as well, where you saw Team Scout just taking it all away. So yeah, definitely congratulations, Team Scout, once again for winning off that specific match and putting up such an incredible point on the board, which is going to be coming up really soon. Updated scoreboard coming in, so don't you guys go anywhere. But yeah, match number 4 was just an exhilarating display of both utilities as well as gunplay. Now, I want to see more and more gunplay as well, because that was kind of absent from the teams who are not actually able to make the cut. Like, you would see Team Fatu, right? I did say that some way or the other they're just getting crippled. And this time around, though, despite having all of the advantages, They were not able to just win out these fights because of the disadvantage coming out in terms of their weaponry. Now they definitely need to find and scatter around, try and find some loot, because I don't know. Maybe it's just unfortunate for them for not being able to find the loot, or it's just the loot gods not favoring them. But yeah, if they have some decent loot, they might be able to take these fights as well. The scoreboard is ready, so why don't we quickly jump straight into it and see the match number 4 standings as well as Team Scout. They take the first spot with 12 placement points, 10 kills, and 22 total points after match number 4. The overall standings are going to be coming up next, but yeah, this is just the standings board after match number 4. Just to clarify it to you guys, look at it once again. Rebel. By the way, this time Mafia. What happened to Team Mafia?
I do believe that they died on out very early on the initial stages of a lot of these engagements, and that's very sad to say the very least, because they're a team that are very methodical in their approach, but they were cut off almost immediately. Like, we were spectating them for just a tiny little bit of a second. They got pincered between two teams, and they caught themselves in an unfortunate situation that they were not able to get out of. Really does happen. It's the game of Apex. It's a battle royale. It is the name of the game, pretty much. Sometimes you get stuck in these type of sticky situations that you cannot get out of. So the consistency was just not there. We were expecting Team Mafia to just shoot on up on the standings if they were able to take that number 2 spot, but instead it's going to be the side of Team Scout, who are on the bottom when it came down to map number 1 and map number 2, but they shot their way up on map number 3, and now on map number 4 they have 22 points on the board. Assassin, what is happening? And for the side of Team Rebel, they're going to be really happy as well. 30 points on the board. They're also going to shoot up on the standings.
As I said, right, Team Rebel, they had a lot of advantage moving on to that specific match. It was just the sheer brilliance coming out from the side of Team Scout to just go ahead and win it out. But at the same time, not going to take anything away from Team Rebel. They fought it out really hard, and I guess they are just going to keep on doing more and more. Like, Rebel, we remember, right, from match number 1 and 2, they kind of had an oopsie moment for them as well, where sometimes it was just Mackle, or sometimes it was just Pile Gaming to just go ahead and win out these fights against Team Rebel. But then Team Rebel, they slowly but surely made sure that they have the advantage moving on for themselves as well. And Team Mackle this time around, though, they were not able to do much, right? Like, very early stages, they went down, and that is highly unlikely coming out from the side of Team Mackle. But at the same time, can't blame them, because the other team were just a little bit too powerful, and match number 4 was more of like who goes ahead and gets himself an RE45 or something like an EVA 8, because it just all came down to it. Like, they dropped down, got the weapons, and they all started fighting.
I completely agree with you there. I'm really looking to see what the overall standings are going to look like, because primarily I want to see how many points ahead the side of Team Scout are on against the side of Team Mackle, because we know for a fact that they're going to take the number 1 spot. But the fact is, how much are they going to take it by? Because Team Mackle, they had a very rough start on map number 4, and the fact that they were not able to score almost any points, that's going to hurt them massively when it comes down to the terms of standing. So will they be able to come back from it? It's going to be the real question, because now that the strategies have already been put down on the table, the real question is, will the side of the other streamers be able to differentiate Team Scout from all of the other teams? Because they need to try and isolate Team Scout as much as possible, because if they allow them to get their ball rolling, if they are not able to push them down into an unfavorable situation and come on the top when it comes down to a lot of the poke battles, if they let Team Scout get too close, we know for a fact what they can do. When it comes down to their crossfire setups and their team then coordination, it feels as though they're just able to shut everyone down due to the raw firepower that they have on their side. I've not seen a single engagement coming out from them that does not rely on multiple people shooting down at the same target. The target prioritization and the shot calling from their side is just very much on.
It all comes down to the decision making as well, right? Coming out from all of these players, and I guess most of them, they've finally got in their groove where they are making correct decisions when it comes down to the late zone scenarios.
Wait,
there you go. Yeah, okay. Team Mackle.
All right.
Yep, they're still going to be in it to win it. They're going to be at the top of the table as well. As I was about to tell you guys, this is the overall standings. And I guess Aggressive, he's got a lot more excited. And he's like, oh my God, Assassin, just stop it. Whatever you're saying. Look at that. Look at that overall standing. Look at where Mackle is. And yes, we are all very excited to see Team Mackle at the top of the table as well. But look at Scout. Like, Team Scout, they have pulled themselves down from the 6th or the 7th spot all the way up to 2nd with 61 total points. And if they just go ahead and get themselves a win or something like that, like if they just go ahead and get themselves another win, well, they're going to be taking away that spot of Team Mackle. More than that, Mafia, despite not having a single win, they're still up there at the 3rd spot with 42 total points. So Team Mafia, in terms of the overall flagging department, they're doing actually pretty good. What are your thoughts on this overall standings, Aggressive?
In my eyes, when you consider the standings, you have to give it down towards the side of Team Mafia to be so consistent when it comes down to their placements. And the main thing is, in my eyes, Mafia, they're that dark horse. They have the best possible chance to possibly take the #1 spot if they're able to get 12 kills and if they're able to get at the bare minimum of 16 to 18 kills spreading out across them. We can expect a couple of more if they're able to be consistent when it comes down to a lot of the engagements and maybe get a couple of sneaky kills here and there when they're opting to go in for third parties. That can be expected coming out from them. They can easily take that #1 spot away from the side of Mackle and, of course, Team Scout. If of course Team Scout are not able to go in for a lot of their proper engagements and they die out really early. So it really all depends that Team Mackle and Team Scout, they play this super carefully. Because if either one of them die out here very early into the matchup, things could go horribly wrong for them. And I'm hoping that Team Scout, they don't really opt to go in for much more of that aggressive play, dropping down hot almost immediately, because things could go horribly wrong if they're not careful.
Well, with that, we are going to be jumping straight into towards the final map, guys. That's right, this is going to be match number 5 going live. It is going to be down to all of these teams to just try and find themselves that opening right off the bat. Just try and get that momentum straight in towards this final match, because this is going to be the decider on who exactly is going to be placed where at the end of this specific day. So let's see on how exactly this specific airship path is going to land them to. I guess once again, we're going to be seeing Team Scout just making their way in over towards the countdowns, right? Every single time we find them over towards the countdowns, and I guess it is their favorite spot as well to land. On the side of Team Pile Gaming, we're going to be seeing them moving in over towards the tree. We have got God and Gang, that is from Team Sherlock, moving in over towards the lawn side, and Team Sway, they're moving in over towards the southern east part of the map as well. Looking forward to seeing what is this specific zone. And oh, there you go. The zone is going to appear, and I guess a lot of teams and players that have landed over towards the northern side, they just have to make their way south.
Main thing that you're seeing coming out from the map as well is that a lot of the teams are extremely spread out. Only a couple of them are going in, gonna be going close. And with this personal engagement coming on through already, who will be able to come out on top. 154 damage! But it's not just gonna be enough. I'm pretty sure that a purple shield was there, and that purple shield is gonna save the life of that Bangalore. She's gonna be able to get herself out almost immediately, and that is gonna hurt a lot because now Kisei OP, it's not gonna be in a good spot. Pixels from the sideline does bite a couple of bullets as well, coming on down from the side of the back end. Shots are gonna be going on in the game, using his tracking to maybe go in for a couple of kills for himself as well with that charge rifle, but not really gonna be able to find out much. Things are gonna be slowing on down, and Team Millie, they're already down that first initial pair, and Millie herself is extremely low levels of HP. This first initial engagement could just be working out in their favor, but look at that tracking coming on down from the game. Shots are going to be going in beautifully as well, but the jiggles are just too strong from the back end. It's going to be Quirk being able to take down Millie as well from the silence, and now it's just the game versus the entire world. Will he be able to come in for this engagement? Will he be able to go in for a clutch? It's just not going to happen. Instead, it's going to be Team Zareth being able to clutch everything out, and it's going to be Quirk being the new kill leader with 3 kills on the board.
Yeah, the new kill leader, well, that definitely is the scream confidence in front of his face, but at the same time, I really like how the game just brings in these caustic plays, but it's just unfortunate scenes for the side of Team Millie, as they're not going to be able to do much. This is going to be the side of Team Bloodline right now to struggle in their own way, because you would see a lot of them don't really have much shield left, and the resources is just running out. They actually did not get the time to go ahead on a lot of shield hunt as well. They really need to find that. They really need to take some cover and just take it a little more passive, otherwise they're just gonna go down very early into the game. Team Scout spot out a couple of players as well. It's gonna be Scout to just try and find some frags left, right, and center. Begum takes down Bloodline, and I guess Team Bloodline then had a bit of a problem. Scout once again spotting out an enemy is gonna relay the information on towards Fat Monster. It's gonna be Fat Monster to confirm the kill on towards Bloodline as well. With Bloodline, the captain going down, the rest of the two players are gonna be in a whole lot of trouble of their own. They're gonna try and do quite a bit more, but at the same time, Team Scout, they're just gonna, recharge their shields, and they're gonna try and find more. They're gonna try and finish off the entirety of Team Bloodline. And more than that, what I'm more excited to see is these plays being made by Begum. Of course, every single time. The jump pad is gonna use up the stim as well. He's just gonna make his way in towards the enemy territory. He's gonna try and find some frags as well. 14 squads remain now, and just like match number 4, we're going to be seeing match number 5 to start off with a lot of adrenaline rush, right?
And I'm pretty sure that Team Scout, they're just looking for fights at this stage. They're like, yeah, we have the confidence, we have everything in our position, but at the same time, Begum, you need to be careful. You're at very low levels of HP. You don't have armor, you don't have HP to go in for that fight, but instead it's gonna be Fat Monster coming in as a backup to shut everyone down. Being said, it's gonna be popped with Scout trying to go in for that best possible backup as he possibly can. The shots are gonna be going in left, the shots are gonna be going in right. Who's gonna be coming out on top of engagement? This is gonna be Fat Monster coming on in with the EVA 8 with Scout on his side to come in as backup. But at the same time, I think that Begum, he became a little bit overzealous right there, going in for such a insane play, I would say the very least, but he knows for a fact that he used his team beacon almost 4 times without popping a syringe or waiting for his HP to regenerate.
I'll absolutely love Fat Monster, man. Like, the guy heard me out. Like, I told you, I really want to see more and more of these AVA hit plays, and he just lands it in a platter for me. What a guy, dude. What a guy. Jumping and just dancing back and forth behind that specific containers in order to just find that kill. Gets both the frags, and he's gonna go ahead and get that lead for his team. Team Scout very happy with that performance, but at the same time, I'm gonna be more happy if Team Fatu go ahead and get themselves a couple of engagements won out for them as well. I really want to see Kurzimo, Fatu, and Buzzword to put up some numbers as well in terms of the frag department. Right now, Fatu is gonna try and get inside of that building, and I guess it is gonna be Team Fatu gonna be facing off against Team Binks. Both of these teams, they are struggling in their own way in terms of the overall standings, and I guess this specific fight that they both are taking against each other is going to help them out. Whoever's going to be winning it out is definitely going to climb up the board, and I guess it looks like the Team Fatu, they're feeling it. This is going to be a lot more adventurous, and it's going to be Buzzword to just try and go ahead, use the EVA 8, and I guess everyone has heard me out. What the hell is happening? It's just EVA 8 everywhere. It's going to be Buzzword to just switch towards the R301, but then once again switching back to the EVA 8 up close and personal. Gonna go ahead, get that EVA 8 out, get that kill in, and secure themselves that victory as well in that fight.
Social distancing doesn't really exist seemingly for the side of Fatu's team. They're like, nah, we don't really care, man. We're gonna get up close, we're gonna get up personal. I have a shotgun in my hand and I'm gonna pump you in the face so many times that your face is gonna be hurted down forward.
Yeah, look at the Revenant ult coming in as well.
Oh yeah, this is really smart as well. Using the Revenant ult to go in for a very... It's just gonna be slowing on down, not really anything.
I guess, yeah, I mean, definitely are going to be seeing that aggressive play being made from the side of Team Pile Gaming. Northern Breeze. We are going to be seeing Northern Breeze as well. We're going in for that recharge, and Mackle, on the other hand, Team Mackle, they're trying to make their way from the other powers on top of the cliffs as well. R99, nice, good combo coming out from the side of Mackle, and Mackle and Pras, they both are running their purple shields as well. They shouldn't have much of an issue of their own. 10 squads left out, and I guess the side of Team Mackle is going to try and fill in around this specific zone, because zone is closing out. Like zone number 1 is going to be closing out, and I guess zone number 2 should appear any moment now. About 3 minutes, 2.5 for sure. So yeah, like, you know what? Fat Monster, on the other hand, he's just on a kill spree of his own. Sorceress to be able to find himself a frag as well. And Team Mackel, they are going to be finding themselves a couple of information of their own. Like they're going to be using the Bloodhound's abilities, and they're just going to try and find some intel in their own way. The Beast of the Hunt is going to be activated from Team Scout, especially Fat Monsters is going to be putting that Beast of the Hunt into play, and I guess with that coming into play, we're going to be getting a lot more information. Mackel, on the other hand, is going to go ahead and destroy one of the players that is going to be going down. It's like that things are just getting a lot more solid, a lot more hot coming out from the side of Team Mackel as they go ahead and secure themselves that victory as well against their squad. That squad is going to be eliminated. I guess it's going to be Team Fatu to take on fight elsewhere around the map. Team Fatu is just getting wrecked left, right, and center actually, because right now they're all scattered around. I'm not really sure why they haven't been sticking together, but at the same time, these players were inside of the tunnel, so they're just going to be isolated into individual one-on-ones. Not their fault, by the way. It's just unfortunate scenes. They just tried to go into the trying to go for a little bit more of that loot, I guess, and they just need to realize that, oh, they're just getting surrounded by the side of Team Pile Gaming, and an amazing strategic move being made by Pile Gaming as well, in order to secure themselves that squad wipe. 8 squads left. Team Scout moving forward and over towards Lava Cities, and I guess once again, Fat Monster is just gonna try and hold on to that Evite along with the R99. This guy's not gonna leave the Evite out anytime soon because he's absolutely in love with that. In terms of the abilities and the utilities, though, it looks like that Team Scout are almost set. Like, they're packed. They've got absolutely everything in the world they need as well in order to survive the rest of the zones. Unless and until they take a fight and lose out on a lot of resources, that is. Which should not be the case anytime soon, because right now the rest of the squads are just very, very engaged in fights of their own. You would see Team Scout, they're just trying to move it over towards another one of these locations where Team Aksu, I spotted Team Aksu in the exact same spot where they just ran down the cliff, just, dropped in the smokes in order to just maneuver their way out of there. It was a thermal station, it's going to be Team Scout trying to take on Team Aksu, but at the same time, they are going to make the decision of getting the hell out of there. So we're going to be seeing that coming out from the side of Team Scout. Is going to fall back, and that is the right decision that they are going to be making as well. Definitely a noob on the other hand to be able to find himself a frag, whereas Team Rebel are just going to try and capitalize on top of that kill secured by definitely a noob. Like definitely a noob, he got themselves that opening, so you can confidently make more and more pushes further inside of that specific area. Give me hit. Spot out a player, and he's going to spot out a loot as well. Just going to ping both of them. This is going to warn his teammates. Whereas Team Mafia, on the other hand, Ice Sneeze. I mean, you know what? His name should have been Ice Sneak, because the guy tends to sneak in towards a lot of these players. Trust me, I'm not even lying. Like, some sneaky little plays coming out from the side of Team Ice Sneeze, from the side of Team Rebel, and especially Ice Sneeze. But yeah, Team Mackerel, they're looking a lot comfortable inside of this building right now, and they're just going to hold on to this specific spot. Like, I'm not really sure what happened right there, Aggie, but it's just round 2 closing in, and we already see on the server only 7 squads left. Yeah.
Yeah, things just picked up so quickly that, honestly speaking, at this stage, I don't know what they expect anymore. But at the same time, you can expect one thing. The teams are just going to be slowing on down just a little bit more, because consider something. Now that all these engagements have started, but never mind, I was just saying that things are just going to be slowing on down, but instead, Frog is like, no, what do you mean? I don't slow on down. I'm Octane. I hold the W button. I have an E8 in my hand. I just rush on in. I just make that push happen for myself, and it's going to be the side of Team Mackel looking out for blood. They know for a fact that this is their do or die, and they want those points on the board. Want to go in for that kill, but TSG is not able to find that Gibby, trying to make a run for it. He's going to left, he's jiggling it right, and he's going to be able to survive. The last hope for the side of this team, trying to go in for as long as he can, but instead Mackel, he's not going to be giving anything away, and it's going to be Team Mafia going on down. The dark horse in my eyes just fell under a false sense of security in an unfortunate situation, and a very good push coming on down from the other end. They're going to be able to survive it. With these pushes coming on through, it's going to be a beautiful play coming on down from the side of Augsburg, being able to read the movements coming on down from the side of Sway. Understands that, hey, You're gonna come on down into the side of this position. I know for a fact you want to make that play happen, and I'm gonna be the one to shut you down instead. But at the same time, Team Rebel, they're stuck between a rock and a hard place, Assassin, and they have nowhere to run and they have nowhere to hide. They're gonna get shot on down, and the bullets are just raining down hell upon them. The Gibraltar ultimate causing a lot of damage and wasting a lot of resources as well. Team Rebel, when it comes down to the terms of their resource, they're down very low. If they're not able to win out on their gunfight engagement, things are already all but over for them.
Yeah, definitely Noob right now. He's actually pinging in a lot of enemies as well. He's spotting everyone out, and he's just dealing in the information that, hey guys, be very careful. You absolutely can't afford to go ahead and lose out on more shields as well. Running out of resources, so we need to get the hell out of here. Can we fall back? Is there any sorts of avenue here? I don't think so. But on the other hand, definitely Noob is still putting in damage. He's still putting in the works. And I guess finally they're going to be, finding themselves a secure location to just hide and just recharge their shields as well. And I guess that is going to be every last bit of resource that they are going to have left out as well. Because they're going to be facing off against Team Mackle very, very soon. And Team Mackle, they are in for some bloodlust.
Just gonna get a little bit more interesting as well, but at the same time, I feel quite bad for the side of Team Rebel. This position for them is very, very unfavorable, and the fact that they were pushed into such an angle just goes to show that a lot of pressure is gonna be going onto them. Look at the circle size, Assassin. It's not even on the 5th or 4th circle yet, and it's already just 5 teams on the map, ladies and gentlemen. And for the side of Team Rebel, their backs are against the wall. Literally at this point, they're all stuck in the corner. They're all trying to survive. They're playing for those points because of placement, because at this stage they need to try and last for as long as they possibly can, go in for a couple of kills and try and shut down the side of Team Mackle and of course the side of Team Scout, because at this stage if Scout is able to go in for a couple of plays, and also the side of Team Mackle, if any kills go out in their favor as of right now, things are going to be looking dark for all of the other teams if we get down forward. But with this, they're going to be playing it smart. They're going to be playing it so definitely a Nuke does get spotted on out. Just get tagged just a tiny little bit, but that gives away a lot of information to say the very least as well, because now they're going to be ready for the engagement, and they know for a fact that a lot of the enemy teams, they know exactly where they are. They need to make that rush happen, or they need to reposition as quickly as they possibly can, because otherwise they're not going to be getting out of that sticky situation alive.
Oh, Fat Monster dealing in some fat amount of damage as well onto that specific player. And I'm not gonna lie when I say this, I mean it. 47 points of damage, 50 points of damage, 60 points of damage. Oh yeah, 47, nice. But yeah, keeping that aside, right? Fat Monster, he has always made sure that Team Scout are having that advantage as well, and it's such a boon to have a player like Fat Monster in the team as well. Team Scout, like overall, it's an amazing roster, and look at this. You're gonna be seeing Nexus Abi.
Yep.
Just gonna try and get himself a couple more done with that Valkyrie ability coming in from definitely a noob. Definitely a noob right now might have discovered the fact that just playing it a lot more aggressive might be the thing for them as well, and maybe they're just gonna try and do that. It's gonna be Fat Monster to be using up the to be using up the ability in order to just see where exactly the players are in the area. He's not gonna spot out any sorts of hostile whatsoever. Interesting, isn't it? Like, there are enemies lurking in and around that area, but I'm not really sure why that specific ability did not get anyone out there.
Thing about the sonar is that whenever you use it, you need to be on an even ground, because the sonar doesn't really catch people who are in the air.
It doesn't scale.
Yeah.
It doesn't scale heights, right?
Yeah, it doesn't really scale heights. That's why if people are standing above you a little bit too much, it's not gonna find out pretty much anyone. But if they're standing below you, it's gonna scan them out. That's why it's always important to try and get an advantageous position whenever you're using that Bloodhound scan, because if you use it down from the bottom, you could just get caught off guard with a false sense of security. But it seems as though this time around, no false sense of security just yet. Instead, it is going to be the side of Team Mackle just shutting people down left, right, and center. Coming on down from the back end, though, things are just going to be slowing on down just a tiny little bit, but not too much, because now this is going to be the fight that we really wanted to see coming on down from their side. It's going to be Team Mackle trying to go in for a couple of shots down from their side as well. So much damage coming on down from the side of Proj. This guy's aim and this guy's tracking is just so clean and just so crispy, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be the side of Team Mackle on the driver's seat when it comes down to the terms of raw utility and raw resources. They're able to manage them off beautifully and cause a lot of the utility and resources to be wasted from their opposition, because now going on down to the last 4 squads, it's just so crucial that they get as many advantages as they possibly can. They have the advantages position as well. And Assassin, you know for a fact that things are just going to get even more intense. 58 seconds left on the clock for the zone to come on through. That's when the real crunch time begins, and that's where we find the real fight to happen. It's going to be Mackle versus Team Scout, and that's where the real fun is about to start.
Yep, Team Scout and Team Mackle. Both of these guys are actually fighting it out to be at the top of the overall standings, and I guess it might just come down to who exactly is going to lose his patience. Because if it is going to be Team Mackle, then it might just be trouble brewing for them. If it's going to be Team Scout, then it's going to be trouble for them. So they have to just go ahead, be a little bit more patient with their engagements. I guess it's going to be Team File Gaming to get caught between both of these behemoths in the server right now. It's going to be Team Mackle to go ahead and rain hell on towards Team File Gaming and Team File Gaming. More than that, they need to be scared about Crunch because this guy is just insane, and he has just put in that stim in order to run and gun each and every player down. He's going to put out that specific shotgun, but at the same time, Michael is there to help him out as well. Prudge is not going to get completely killed. Like, he's just down, so he's going to be revived as well. Michael is going to be going in for the revive, whereas TSG Apex is going to provide the cover as well that they need. Yeah, this is definitely bad. 2 squads left out. It's going to be Team Mackle and Team Scout. That's right. Let's go. This is the moment, ladies and gentlemen. The hype is real. This is going to be Team Scout or it's going to be Team Mackle. Team Mackle, they definitely are sort of out of resources. And Team Scout, they've got absolutely everything they need. They've got the vantage point as well. And there are no jump pads left, as far as I'm not wrong, from the side of Team Mackle. So this is all going to be down to who exactly is going to be using up that zipline. It is going to be Team Mackle to be using up that zipline. It is going to be Vegan to just go ahead and take that fight. And it looks like that he might just be able to win it out as well. 57 seconds for the final round. But I guess as soon as that timer is going to run out, we're going to be seeing the end of this specific match as well. Or maybe just before that as well. Because right now, Team Scout, they're on the hunt. They know that Team Mackle, they've been hit hard. And they are bleeding. They're bleeding internally. They're trying to just save themselves, and they're trying to find themselves in positions where they just take these up close and personal fights with the EVA 8. I guess Prudge is just waiting as well. TSG Apex has been taken out. Mackle is down. It's all down to Prudge, and he's going to be buzzed out by all of these players. It looks like that's going to be Team Scout to be taking the win and to be taking the first spot on that standings, ladies and gentlemen. And give it up for Team Scout. 3 wins in a particular day.
In a row.
That's right. Team Scout. These guys are insane. And I can't wait to see what they're going to do in day number 2 as well. Because this is just bonkers right here. Team Scout, 3 wins in a row. You've got to be kidding me, Aggressive. Tell me this is a lie.
They're the real Apex Predators. They have proved themselves, and just as the announcer said, the Apex Predators are on the server, and they are going to be the ones heading on down out as well. 3 wins in a row, considering the amount of engagements that the side of Team Mackle had previously. But the fact is, it all really came down to the positional advantage. They had so many kills at the very end. And Team Mackle, they played so admirably, but at the same time, I have a feeling that Team Mackle could still win this one out. We need to see the overall standings, because in my eyes, yes, Team Scout were able to take the number 1 spot, but I think when it came down to the terms of kills, Team Mackle, they had a lot more kills to work with. So I'm very sure it's just going to be like, let's say 2, 3, or 4 points of a difference coming out from both of these teams. My hands are up in the air, Assassin. I'm not going to make any form of predictions moving on down forward, because I want to see those overall standings. I want to see those final standings, and then make my decision moving on down forward. So let's see the standings coming on down through, Assassin, because this is where the real excitement is about to begin. Because now I don't know.
Definitely is going to become. It definitely is going to be coming down to the number of kills as well coming out from the side of Team Mackle. But before that, let's quickly jump into the match highlights and check out how exactly that map went for all of these teams. And I guess it overall is going to be a very, very happy moment from the side of Team Scout. But more than that, all of these early engagements taken up from the side of Team Millie, Team ZF, these were all very, very unfortunate moments, to be honest. Like, they took the fights right off the bat, but then they, just because of not having enough loot, not able to do it. But on top of that, every single time, right, Team Scout, with that sheer brilliance of wreaking havoc with the shotguns and whatnot. Also, Team Fatu, amazing play right here in this specific highlight moment, by the way. It was just a shotgun play overall coming out from all of these players. Would you agree?
I completely agree with you. Hey, you asked for it. You wanted a couple of EVA 8 plays. I wanted for a Peacekeeper play, and sadly I didn't get any. I'm a little bit sad, but at the same time, if Assassin's happy, I'm happy. We're both casters, and we gotta make sure that we keep each other on our toes. And for a fact that Assassin's caster's curse is a little bit stronger than mine, so.
I mean, come on, man. Don't say that.
Oh,
But to be
it's
honest,
true.
right? Yeah, to be honest, I guess Peacekeeper is more of like a very rare load in my opinion. Like EVA 8 is very common. Like you find an EVA 8, you find a Mozambique absolutely everywhere. But then something like a Peacekeeper comes very rare. And you most probably find it at mid-tier slash high-tier loot places. And most of these players, they just didn't even get the chance to properly loot, in my opinion. Like, they just dropped down, started fighting each other. Come on, man. We were in zone number 2 or 3, and
7 squads.
we had 7 squads left. That is ridiculous. And I guess it kind of all comes down to the pace as well that they set. I guess overall, all of these players and all of these teams, what they thought is that if we set the pace right off the bat in this match, maybe we're just going to have the advantage. Maybe it was the idea overall.
I completely agree with you there. And the fact that they were able to set such a rapid pace, they literally isolated all of the teams that were not able to keep up with that level of pace. And you can already see the most aggressive teams were really able to stand out at the very end of it all. And at the very end, it was the side of Team Scout completely being able to flank out the side of Team Mackerel. As you can see in the play here, the fact is that TSG, he was in the perfect spot to try and survive that position. He was in the perfect spot to get that kill down onto the side of Fat, but instead, with a rapid flank coming on down from the side of Scout, it just shut everything down. Scout is in the best spot to force the entire engagement and force all the members to go on down off that high ground, and especially when you lose that high ground advantage on the game of Apex, it's already over. There's no way you're going to be coming on that back from that. And for the side of Proj, he tried so hard, but at the same time, his plays were just so clean as well. It's really hard to see them not being able to win this one out, but at that same time, Assassin, when it comes to the standings, I think that we could be in for a surprise.
Maybe. You guys have to wait for that, by the way. The standings are being updated, and as soon as they are, we're going to be showcasing you the hype as well. But more than that, I definitely got to give it to a player like Prudge, because he is insane on that specific octane. Definitely a lot of adrenaline rush coming inside of that specific body of his. But more than that, match number 5 was... I don't know what happened to Praj. Like, he was just a lot more free, and at the same time, he kind of was reckless as well while taking his fights. And I thought that Praj was doing a good job, but at the same time, it was just a lot more aggression coming in from the side of Team Mackel overall. As I did mention, right, in that final fight that all of these players were taking, I mentioned the specific fact that it's going to be down to who exactly is going to lose patience. And I guess Team Mackel, they lost their patience a little bit more while they just tried to pounce it on towards Team Pile Gaming instead of waiting for that other squad to do something of their own as well. Team Mackel, they were like, you know what, we're just going to go ahead. We spotted out Team Pile Gaming. We're just going to pounce it on towards them, take them down, and maybe isolate ourselves into individual one-on-ones. But then that did not work out in their favor.
Oh,
correct?
no,
It was
I
Team
don't
Scout
know.
actually to go ahead and take advantage of that fight taken between Pile Gaming and Mackel. And there you go. It's going to be Team Scout to be taking the first spot, as I did say, 22 points. And actually, it's kind of like a tie, right? Like, it's Team Mackel and Team Scout both sitting at 22 points. So we really can't say Team Scout to be at the top of the table. But yeah, placement points and kills, it looks like that Team Scout kind of have the edge over Team Mackel.
Assassin, I think it's already over because at the overall statics, Team Mackel, they had the first position on 68 points, if my memory serves me correctly, and it was Team Scout on 61. And the fact is, at this stage, if they're both on a tie, Team Scout, they're not going to be able to fight this. But that was such an admirable effort. And I pretty much told you, it will all come down to the last couple of kills that the side of Team Mackel were able to place upon the board. And the fact that they were actually pushing down onto the side of Pile Gaming to get those points on the board was the primary reason why they were able to stand up for this long. Because imagine a situation like this. If it was the side of Team Scout taking that engagement against the side of Pile Gaming, that basically means that they get a lot more kills on their side. They're going to be able to get even more kills after killing out Team Mackel if they were able to find it out at the very end. So I'm very sure that Team Mackel, they made that judgment call happen and they were like, go, go, go. We need to get these kills. We need to get the points on the board to make sure we're still in the game. And the level of control that they had all over the game, it really just goes to show that they were bringing their A game and they were going for that win. But at the same time, Assassin, try and talk about the other teams and say what were expected coming out from them and what do you think that they did on the map? that caused them for the standings to go on through.
I definitely expected a lot more coming in from the side of Team Sway, Team Mizu, and Team Millie, right? Because all three of these streamers, they've got themselves an amazing roster, but then it's just unfortunate for them to not be able to find the right set of loot and then, find themselves in positions as well where they can take advantage of that specific loot. Like, you would see Team Millie going ahead and taking out that specific fight against Team Zeref, if I'm not wrong. And Zeref, their players just had the better set of weapons. They had the shotguns and they just went close and took the fight. It's not like, Team Sway, Team Millie, Team Mizo, or anyone out there, Team Bing, Sherlock, Bloodline. It's not like any of them are doing any wrong. It's just them being unfortunate. They're trying so hard, and they are putting in the damage as well as the kills as well. But it's just that they're not able to just close it out in the end. And I guess it's just sort of like a warm up for them. Eventually we have got more and more Apex Legends action coming to you guys tomorrow as well. So maybe tomorrow we are going to be seeing an Uno reverse as well.
Yeah,
right
possibly.
here. We might just see all of these players who are sitting at the top 20 spot come up as well, making their way in towards the top 10. So you never know. They might just, grind it out the entire night. They can just go ahead and maybe go ahead and get themselves epic victories as well tomorrow. But today was a very exciting display of sportsmanship coming out from all of these streamers, and in my opinion, the way they played it out as well, they amazed everyone. They amazed absolutely everyone, all of their fans as well. Everyone's happy, in my opinion, and Scout, especially Team Scout, props to them for taking away 3 wins. And I guess aggressive. You can go ahead and add on more onto that as well.
Like, I completely agree with you on the statement that a lot of the teams, we expected a lot more coming out from them, especially from the side of Team Binks. And the fact that they were not able to show up as much is unfortunate. They didn't really get a lot of the engagements that they were hoping for. And in a way, that's kind of the nature of a battle royale. Sometimes you're going to be able to get your favorable engagements. Sometimes you're not going to be able to. That's what's really happened to them. And that's why we have 2 days of these invitationals. Day number 1, you can test out the waters, you can warm yourself up, and in day number 2, you can just rip everyone to shreds, come back on top, and take the number 1 spot away from the side of Team Macro.
There you have it. We're going to be seeing the day 1 final standings, ladies and gentlemen, which is definitely going to be carried over towards day number 2. That is tomorrow. But yeah, these are the day 1 final standings for the AMD Ryzen Radeon Apex Legends Streamer Invitational powered by Chroma. Man, Team Mackle looking sweet right on top of that board. 90 total points, 33 placement points, and 57 kills. Damn, who called in for a fragathon? It is Team Mackle. Yep. Look at Team Scout as well, right? Sitting at 83. Very, very close, but you were right. You were absolutely right, Mr. Aggressive. Team Mackle, because of the amount of kills that they took, right? They're going to be sitting at the top of the table, and this was something that we expected out of them as well, right? Especially these flashy plays being made by their Octane player as well.
Yeah, Proj is just like on another level. Every single time he opts to go in for a rush, he does it so smartly and systematically as well. Everything being set up by Mackle beautifully. He uses the sonar just as soon as Proj is about to leap out of a corner, or if he's like just turning the corner almost in a matter of seconds. And that gives Proj the best possible chance. He's expecting someone around that corner, pops out, he just bunny hops his way forward and just shotguns them to death as he's moving on down in. The movement from this guy is just on another level. I'm really hoping that the side of Team Mackle, they bring the same level down onto the second day as well, because you do need to remember something. Team Scout, they're going to be devastated as all hell that even though they were able to win out on all 3 maps, their consistency in map number 1 and map number 2 really did hurt them moving on down forward, because this is a game where the points really matter. Doesn't matter if you win or lose, doesn't matter if you get the first spot. If you're able to get the second spot and if you're able to get a lot of kills on the board, you're still going to be the ones to win everything out. It's all about those points. The consistency throughout all of the map is very crucial, even if you win out on the following maps. That's why I always say this. Map number 2, it's always that crutch map. If you're not able to get a proper standing of maybe the 3rd or 2nd place, even if you get first on the last 3, you're going to be in a tough spot trying to bring everything back in your favor.
Through that, match number 3, moving on from match number 3, things started taking a bit of a turn, and I guess it was just scout domination right there from match number 3, moving on towards match number 4 and match number 5 as well. But overall, amazing plays coming out from all of these lovely streamers out there. They put on such an incredible performance, and I'm pretty sure that we are going to be seeing a lot more coming out from them in day number 2, which is going to be happening tomorrow at the same time. We'll be starting off with the stream tomorrow at 5 p.m. So don't forget to tune in for day number 2 of the AMD Ryzen Radeon Apex Legends Streamer Invitational powered by Chroma. I want to give out a huge shout out to our sponsors, AMD Ryzen Radeon and Chroma, for making this specific Apex Legends Streamer Invitational possible. You guys wouldn't be able to see all of this jazz in front of your screens if not for them. So please do check out the links down in the description below. Those are the Chroma website links through which you guys can check out the incredibly fast, amazing, powerful gaming notebooks powered by the AMD Ryzen Radeon chipsets. So please do check them out and get yourselves an AMD Ryzen processor as well. I mean, you know, a gaming notebook powered by AMD Ryzen processor, so that you guys can play just like the professionals out there as well. Also, while you are down there, you guys can try and participate in the giveaway. You guys can do so by just being active in the chat and just going ahead and say just following the steps being giving out there by our moderator as well. I'm gonna be having a final giveaway if I'm not sure before signing off, so stay on the lookout in the chat section. But with that, is your boy Assassin47 alongside Aggressive signing out. It was a lovely day number 1. Can't really see what these amazing streamers are going to do in day number 2, so please do tune in for that. But yeah, pretty much it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Goodbye, sweet dreams. Going to be seeing you guys tomorrow. Till then, we're going to be signing off. Bye bye.